Hi. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Come on. I've got to mute CNBC. How you guys doing? I'm a little behind here, just getting set up for the show. I'm trying to give you the latest breaking news that's going on out there. And I was just setting things up frantically here to let everybody in on what's happening. And I want to welcome you all to Stock Markets with Bruce. It's Uncle Bruce here. People are calling me Uncle Bruce. I'm here. I'm alive. Don't pay the ransom. I'm here. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel today and the show. I've got some updates for you on a couple of things, and I'm just trying to make sure I do it just right for you. So bear with me. I'm making sure I'm on the air, and I am on the air. I can hear my own voice. I can watch Uncle Bruce just like you can. This is fantastic. Guys, welcome. Lots happening. Just another typical day in the markets. Lots happening. And I thought I would bring you some breaking news that just came out and update you on what's happening. GameStop. Let's start with GameStop because that's what we do talk about here a lot. And those of you who are GameStop holders and followers, I want to keep you posted on what's going on. Cheers, everybody, from Stock Markets with Bruce, Traveling with Bruce. 93.69 last I saw. I'm going to go to the live trades right now. 93.93 was the last I saw on the pre-market. Let me go to the open. Come on, machine, talk to me. Come on, baby. Let's go as we wait for an update and a refresh. $94 I'm showing it was pre-market, and that is pre-market. We're not open yet. 94 on the pre-market, that's right. And the volume is only 593,000. There's no serious selling coming into this stock at all. Everybody who had to get out was taken out or got out or whatever they had to do when they did it. And right now, the stock is kind of behaving like a stock would behave if it were a company trading normally out there. This stock did not go back to 10 or 20 bucks a share. Will it? It doesn't look like it to me. It doesn't look like there's a massive wave of selling coming in here to sink the stock. I just don't see it. That's a good thing for all of you who are shareholders. Some people are asking me, but Bruce, does this mean that, is it just going to sit here now at 90 something? No. It will fluctuate, and it could fluctuate down dramatically on a couple of tests and testing of lows, but it could also break out. It's a question of now corporate news, not hype from a bunch of boards like Reddit boards. Reddit did its thing, but it did it unbelievably wildly, where the stock was 20 bucks a share, went to 40, then it went to 60, and then all the hype of the short sellers and the hedge funds. It did its thing. What the Reddit people wanted to have happen, and I'm not saying there are like a group of Reddit people that are conspiring to make it happen. The market wanted the stock to do a run. It did a run, but it went too far too fast. Because when you look at this historically, the corporation in no way could keep up with the shareholder hopes, dreams, and aspirations of the stock just taking off to the $400 mark. I mean, the company was no different when the stock was at 400 a share than when the stock was at 20 bucks a share 3 weeks earlier. I mean, corporately, they're sitting there going, we're selling our games, we're selling our consoles, where we can't get them in stock fast enough. The guys at Sony can't make them fast enough, and Microsoft, we're dealing with issues to get our merchandise in here. That's what's happening to us. GameStop hasn't changed, but behind the scenes in the corporate suite of GameStop, yeah, there are things happening. There are people being brought into the company systematically by the new team from the e-commerce side, which is Mr. Cohen and his two other Chewy people who've now joined the board, and they're making their mark. They're making their imprint now. It's becoming obvious that that news announcement yesterday, that is not the kind of an announcement you would have heard from GameStop 3 months ago, 6 months ago, that they've just poached two Amazon people, a Chewy person, to come into the company and develop this e-commerce, order fulfillment, technology officers. What? Yeah, this is the future that company is going to. But we're trying to, I think what they're trying to do, you got to remember this, you got to cut them a break. The folks at GameStop are moving like a gigantic cruise ship over there now, and they were heading this way, and they're turning the wheel on that ship, but it doesn't like turn like that. It's gonna move over and become this company here. But to get from here to there is not a 1 week turnaround. Those of us who have 8-second attention spans, we want it done yesterday, baby. Let's go. Become an e-commerce company now. Post your sales, make a ton of money, and the stock's $5,000 a share, and I want to be rich. I get it. We have, some of us are in a hurry, but then there's the reality of it. We're in a pandemic. People are restricted from traveling. People are restricted from going to their store that they want to go to. The shopping malls are pretty well shut down. We're in the middle of that, trying to do this transition, but I look at the stock at 94.29 and I go, this is a win. It's not a loss. This is a win. If you bought at 400 a share, it's a loss. If you bought at 350 a share, thinking it was going to go right to 1,000, you're not doing too well. If you bought this stock 3 months ago at 7, 10, 15, 18, 22, 20, all the way, anyone up to 94 is even or slightly ahead. The company is, of course, more valuable today than it was a year ago. A year ago, it was worth about $350 million market cap, and shorters were expecting it to go to zero. Analysts were giving it a, $10 evaluation. If there were any analysts, I mean, there were maybe 3 analysts covering the stock. Today, it's a $94 market. For almost 2.5 days now it's been, or 2 full days it's been in this neighborhood. And to me, just as an observer from the outside, again, I'm not a shareholder of any public company. I'm observing this from the outside, and I'm looking at this going, looks like it's kind of settling in around here. As each hour goes by, we'll see how the opening is this morning. But in Frankfurt, it closed to 89. I saw someone make a nice comment. Thank you. Interesting, right? Can they raise money around here is the next question. Could they possibly do a financing of some kind, a rights offering to shareholders? That would be beautiful. As I've said this a ton of times, oh, would I love to see a rights offering being done by these guys, but they need a broker to sponsor their deal. And can they find any broker? From what I can tell you, the analysts out there, they are not yet believers in the long-term viability of this company, or I won't say viability. They're not believers in the long-term story that I have been trying to, give you heads up about. The news announcement yesterday is exactly the long-term story I've been talking about since I've been going live with you, and prior when I was just doing videos on this stock and whatever else. So my message is consistent. They're headed to a certain place, and they will no longer be in the long run just a brick and mortar company. For example, Apple is not a brick and mortar company, but they've got stores. Apple has a gigantic head office in Cupertino, California, but they don't own factories like Tesla does, or like General Motors does, or Apple has factories that make most of their merchandise overseas, and they don't own the factories. They hire these factories. They contract them to make the iPhone and other products. I did read that they were here today that Apple's building a plant in the U.S. and they're doing some, of their own plants. But Apple, for the most part, is not like a traditional factory type company. They design their product, they engineer their product, and then they get it made under license in places where it's cheap to produce. I mean, Apple is in the business to make money, not friends, and they're making a lot of money and have for a number of years now. GameStop, they don't make anything either. They don't make any product. They don't build anything. They have stores, too many, in my personal opinion. In today's world going forward, they have too many stores. They really need to be, they should change those stores, to my opinion, into franchises. if they're going to keep any of them. If they're going to keep their stores in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, the UK, maybe even Canada, I would say they sell them off to large investment entities that want to run the brick and mortar stores. I don't know who would want to do that, though. I don't. What I would love to see, and this is just me as an observer, I'm just making a comment, this is my personal opinion, I think they should transition over the next 3 to 5 years with Apple type stores, and instead of having 20 stores in Houston and surroundings, 3 or 4, Dallas 2 or 3 or 4, Miami 2 or 3, New York area, whatever the real estate allows. Manhattan, of course, is one thing. Queens, Brooklyn. I mean, you're not going to have these tiny little neighborhood stores anymore. You're going to have what I guess you can call them superstores, but I refer to them as Apple-style stores, retail outlets. Bigger, much bigger, and then they have divisions inside the store, and you've got where you can buy, where you can download, where you can get repairs, where you can do trade-in if they do want to do trade-in going forward, and then tournament gaming centers inside, and they have they won't look like an Apple store, where it's like a big giant store that goes deep and you can see from the front to the back, and then in the back there's the storage area. It'll be designed for GameStop's needs, but I kind of wonder if they really want to bother being in high expensive shopping malls. They might go with large type stores, but like Best Buy locations in a big box shopping mall locations. So where the Best Buys are, where the Targets are, where the Marshall stores are, where Dick's Sporting Goods are, they'll have a 10, 12,000 square foot store at much lower cost per square foot. And in fact, the kind of rent that they would be paying in those kinds of properties would equal the kind of rent they're paying for a 1,000 square foot store in a high traffic mall. So going from a tiny high traffic mall location to a large destination center, GameStop center, for the same money. And the bulk of their business will be the online thrust, but it'll be global instead of just local. So yeah, in New Jersey and Newark and the Jersey area, New York area, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, name them all off, there will be superstores, GameStop superstores. But a lot of people will be buying their product online like we do with Apple. A lot of folks out there buy digital products from Apple. They buy physical products from Apple, all online. They talk to Apple Care for product help. And then they go to the Apple store when they want to buy a new computer, like I did. I bought you're watching me right now on my MacBook Pro, my 16-inch MacBook Pro, which was a huge decision on my part to buy this machine last summer. If you are watchers of Traveling with Bruce, the trials and tribulations I had. But I went to the store twice, first time to see it, to talk to the people and get more info. And then I came back a second time and I made the decision to buy this machine. But I checked it out online on the Apple online site, their website. I could have ordered it there, but I wanted it specific specs, and I knew that if I go to the store, they may well have it right in the shop, and they did in Calgary, and there you go. I sense this for GameStop down the road, but not overnight. I know we'd love to have it yesterday, but that's where it's headed. Anyway, the stock 92.26 coming into the open in the next, was it 14 minutes or so? Jim Cramer and Faber are on, talking about whatever they're talking about. I've got some news on another company that I wanted to bring to your attention. If you've been watching CNBC, you know about it. If you haven't been watching the market channels, stock market channels, you're forgiven because you don't have to. There's no law saying you must. But I came across something that intrigued me, and I did a little bit of quick research on it. I wanted to mention it to you. It could be a stock opportunity. It might not be a stock opportunity. I'm just coming to you with a breaking story that broke out just a little while ago today, and I'll let you in on it. The stock is called VG Acquisition Corp, which is actually the Virgin Group. Richard Branson, you heard of Richard Branson? Richard Branson took a Spac company public with associates a while ago. I think they started trading in November, about $10 a share, which is where SPACs generally start trading at. And they made an announcement this morning that they are merging their SPAC, the Virgin Acquisition Company, into a company called 23andMe. And a lot of you might know who that is or what it is. Much of you might not have ever heard of it. 23andMe is a company where they specialize in where you can take a saliva swab sample once you get their kit, you mail it into them or deliver it into them, and they will give you results back on your DNA and your genetics. A lot of people are using it to find out their heritage, ancestry. Many are using it for health reasons and with COVID and cancer. And this is a huge area that is a business unto itself. And the company, the two are going to merge. The 23andMe is a private entity right now. It's going to become part of the public company. And when it's all said and done, 23andMe will own 81% of the new public company. And the Branson people will own 19% of the company. The company will be a $3.5 billion value when they merge, and they will have $900 million plus in cash to play with upon closing in the second quarter. Now, the shares of the Branson company, his symbol is VGAC, so Victor George Albert Charlie. You can look it up on your phones or on whatever market thing you're looking at. You'll see it's not open yet, obviously not trading, but they're in the pre-market right now at $17. They went public at 10. They were kind of hanging around $14 the last little while. Yesterday they were $14.33 to $14.89. And they were as high this morning on the initial surge to $18.45. I suspect that as the day wears on, it'll be active, but today and then tomorrow, the merger will be announced, and now it's just the making of sausage, the getting all the securities laws and all the securities rules in order to close the transaction. I don't know if the shares will go right higher from here. They might back off back into the 14, 15, 16 range as all of this is worked out. But as a long-term investment, I would look at this one. I would take a look at VG Acquisition. It's going to be known as 23andMe when the merger is done, and the stock symbol will be ME. It'll be me. That'll be the stock symbol, but that is after the merger is completed. The brokers are going to work on it. All the securities lawyers are working on it. There's a financing being done of $250 million on top of the $509 million that's already in the company. VG Acquisition is $509 million cash. They're doing a $250 million additional funding, and Richard Branson is putting in $25 million of his money. One of the founders of this company, a young lady by the name of Anne Wojcicki, how I'm going to pronounce this. She's putting in $25 million, and she will be the head of the whole thing. She will be running the whole outfit because she runs 23andMe with her team. Little bit of background for you on 23andMe, just to kind of fill you in on kind of where this has come from. 23andMe was created in 2006. At that time, Anne Wojcicki was married to a co-founder of Google. And I found this kind of interesting. I always love this kind of stuff. She was married to Sergey Brin, who is co-founder of Google. And the company was funded with $3.9 million of their money. The couple, the two of them, they put $3.9 million in through, and it was actually through Google. Google itself, the corporation, invested $3.9 million in this 23andMe company that Anne was going to run. That was in 2006. In 2012, they raised additional $50 million as a private company. 2015, they raised $115 million more. In September 2017, they raised $250 million more. And in July 18, GlaxoSmithKline, the giant pharmaceutical we've all heard about, they invested $300 million into this company. Again, still private, 23andMe. December 2020, they raised another $82 million. And they do direct-to-consumer genetic testing. And they have developed this since 2006, and they've got it down to a science. Let me show you a couple of photos. Bear with me here as I try and do all this. Here we go. VG Acquisition Corp, VGAC, is a SPAC run by Richard Branson. and they're going to merge with this company here, 23andMe. This is a clear photo. Obviously, you have to watch my face in the background here. So I love the picture of their product line. 23andMe, welcome to you. They are specialists, and the person who's running the company right here, this is Ann Wojcicki. And if I'm mispronouncing it, it's all my fault. But then that's what I'm famous for, am I not? So she's going to run the entire merged corporation. Richard Branson is involved now. I'm not sure if he's going to have a board seat or not, or if he's going to be an advisor. It could well be. But this company here will be the dominant corporation to run the entire show going forward. And I like what's happening. I like the idea of this merger. I like the fact that when they start trading, they have over 900 million cash in the bank. I know, I can feel it, that at any time they need $500 million, they just make a text message and they can raise 500 million more, because this entity is going to go a whole further direction. So as an investor, for those of you who are retail investors, and to keep this in plain English, you, my viewers, I want you to know that if this company, 23andMe, had been going public via an IPO, an initial public offering, what would have happened is they would have gone to a bunch of brokerage firms, solicited interest in whether they wanted to work with these guys, and they would have tallied up how much they've raised so far. They would have tried to see if they could raise any more private placement money. Then they would have priced an IPO, and that could have been at $25, $35 a share, or who knows how much. And they would then do the road show across the country to try to garner interest from all these pension funds, mutual funds, hedge funds, investment groups, you name it, and raise their, solidify how much they could raise on the IPO. But it could have been that 23andMe may have felt that, you know what, we can only get $20 a share from these, institutional players, and we got to give up 40% of the stock. We don't want to do that. By doing this deal with VG Acquisition Corp, we're only giving up 19% control to the outside world, and we're sitting on 905 million or 950 million cash when we start trading as a public company. Whereas with an IPO, they might only raise $500 million or $400 million, whatever the number is. And theoretically, the stock could have opened at $50 a share to $100 a share. That could have happened, because we know what happens with IPOs. If you've watched me in the last little while, you know how I'm ranting out there about how you, the retail investor, are always the last one into the party, and you're the one paying the most. And then good luck to you on the, how the stock does down the road. Here, you could get into a Spac, VG Acquisitions. Even at this second, it's trading at $17 a share. It might be a little high, it might be a little low. But if you can scoop any of this stuff in the $13 to $15 range, and you've got 6 months to a year at minimum to wait, and you can buy this for cash, I would take a look at this. I like the idea of being a shareholder. I would welcome the idea of being a shareholder in a company that I know is going to be a $3.5 billion value, 81% controlled by the entity. 23andMe right now has sales of $470 odd million a year, 473. They have 680 employees. This is not like a 20-person company that's being merged into the Spac. 680 employees based in California, 473 million gross revenues. The Spac has been anywhere from $9.85 to $17.92 prior to the announcement. Here we are now at 17 on the pre-market, and we'll just see how it opens up. But I like deals like this, because instead of you as a retail investor having to try to buy this thing after an IPO, which means you might pay, like I said, 25, 50, 100. I don't know what the hype would have been on an IPO. The company, I think, has more money in their hands the minute they are trading as ME, 900 plus million that he could have ever gotten from a public offering. They issued only 19% of their control to the world, which would be the stock that you can buy, and of course that Richard Branson has and his people and so on. I think that's as close as you're going to get to an insider deal. That's what I like about SPACs, by the way, special acquisition corporations that go public at about $10 a day. $10 a share, and they raise 300 to 600 million bucks or more when they do these, and then they look for an acquisition. I like this acquisition. I like the people involved from the 23andMe side, and I like the future of this area of medical research and development, testing. You want to talk about the future of COVID testing at home, your own. You just don't have to leave your house. It comes to you. You test yourself, put it in, send it out, and it comes. You get the result. The genetics and for ancestry, that whole business is a growing area and will continue to grow. Cancer research and everything else, kind of like this. So there you have it. That's my my little spiel for you this morning. A little breaking news on a totally different topic. It is not to do with GameStop. The GameStop is 91.53 right now. Rather quiet at the moment with only 766,000 shares traded on GameStop. The shares of VG Acquisition Corp have traded 12,000 shares this morning. Very quiet. Richard Branson was on the tube. So was Ann Wazinski. They were talking to the folks at CNBC. And you know, a number of people saw the story this morning, but not the whole market. This story will be, I think this story will be digested by the financial markets, the vloggers, the bloggers, you know, all of the serious publications, Wall Street Journal and on. And this will be a story that will be always talked about. And if this company ever wants to do a corporate press release as a public company, it'll be picked up by everybody because it's a sexy story. It's a current kind of thing story. This is not a company from the 50s just trying to go public. This is the new wave, a new wave of technology. And they've already had interest from GlaxoSmithKline, to give you an idea of, hey, they're shareholders as well, because they are shareholders in 23andMe. Now GlaxoSmithKline will be a shareholder in the public company once the companies merge together in trading. So there are some serious partners here, Google included, that are involved here. And I like this deal from the depth of interest from a lot of interesting places. So Uncle Bruce is saying, hey, check it out. Buy 100 shares if you want. Buy 50 shares. Buy 10. 1656 last trade. I'm hoping it goes lower on the opening and not higher because it's not yet publicly trading on this news. It might have a little surge at the morning and then in the afternoon back off a little bit. It might back off the next few days. It might not. I just can't tell you. But you heard it here from Uncle Bruce, and what happens, happens. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're now opening on the marketplace. Kramer is talking about whatever he's talking about. Way to go. PayPal, he's talking about PayPal. And welcome to the show and welcome to the markets this morning with your Uncle Bruce here from Stock Markets with Bruce. I hope you're doing well. 91.20 is what I'm seeing on GameStop. I'm going to try to get an update now and get the market to refresh. I see the Dow up 69, and S&P up 12, NASDAQ up 72. So we got a good positive vibe on the street about what the market is doing. I'm happy to see that. Going to GameStop right now. It's trading at 88.10 at this second, 87.58. So we're going to see if there's any, is there any residual selling that has to be taken care of here in the first half hour of trading? And will that be flushed out and then we go from there? Or is there an attack going on? We'll follow the GameStop story as we always do and see what's going on there. On the VG acquisition stock, let's see where we are at now. Are we open or not? Are we halted? I'm not sure. The last trade, I think yesterday, was 1463. And I'm not sure if it's open yet or if it's halted for dissemination. We'll see. We'll just keep an eye on that. GameStop 8606 at the moment. What I think I'm seeing here. Let me go to my quote on my phone right now. 87.10, down $5 from last night's close. And this is kind of where it's been since yesterday in the aftermarket, between 86 and 94 kind of thing. Volume 1.5 million on the opening, very light. That compared to normally what we've normally observed, 88.10 now. dropped to 85.41, is now 88.10 on GameStop as we begin the day. Other stocks that you've been following and that I've been watching: AMC, $8.50 a share, down 47 on the opening, 47 cents. Bed Bath & Beyond up 18 cents to 28.20, and BlackBerry is up a nickel to 12.05. That's what I'm seeing on the market right now. VGAC. I'm just going to put my this stock quote for VG Acquisition Corp into my telephone. Add to watch list. Thank you very much. 15.45 is the price on the open market. I'm actually happy to see that. I'm kind of hoping it will go lower. If any of you are thinking of getting any of this, I would rather you be patient and pick it off at a lower price than the initial high price, because this acquisition is going to take a few months to close and take care of, and I don't see a reason for the shares to go to $20 a share today. But it wouldn't surprise me once the merger goes through and all the information is disseminated by the street, and the company announces a lot of news that they might want to talk about. The future could be quite good for this company. It'll be a former Spac at that point in time. We shall see what happens. Time will tell. All right, there you go. That is the story on this company, and now I will follow it like the others and see where we're at. I like companies like this that have, like I say, deep connections to a number of significant contacts. I like the connection to Google. I will say to you, by the way, just so you know, the gal who co-founded this company, she was married to the co-founder of Google. They're no longer married to each other. They divorced in 2015, just so you know, but they are still very close. They are involved in the Michael J. Fox Foundation. They've done lots of fundraising. They're involved in other charitable ventures, and so I guess it wasn't one of these bitter type of divorces. I suspect they're still close to each other. They did have, I believe, at least one child together, and I do not know if on her personal side, Anne's personal side, I don't know a lot about her on a single level. I have not researched her very deeply here, so I don't know if she's remarried or not and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter to me. It's a business story that I'm interested in, and I like the business story. All right, 83.64 on GameStop, down $9 to start. GameStop volume right now 2.2 million, so we're not heavy. On the one hand, we don't have a lot of buying in this stock right now. I think a lot of people who are long are kind of going, well, let's just see what happens. And then those who are in at much higher levels are wondering, is it going to come right back to 300 a share today? If not, I'm out. So there's short attention span investors who are going out. I don't think we have a lot of margin selling here, because otherwise we'd be at 10 million by now. I think we at 82 something a share now, 82.97. There's a little selling coming in, but this could stabilize fairly quickly or not. But something tells me with light volume, I don't know if this just keeps going down or not. But again, those of you who have this stock, if you like the corporate story of GameStop, you're going to stick around. And if you don't, you're gone already. And if you have a higher average and you like the story long term, then you're looking for it to go lower so you can buy some more and average down. True. And there could well be insiders of the company or other entities out there that might look for a deal here. If they see a dip that's too far, too fast on the downside, they'll get in and take advantage. Another little story on GameStop that I read last night and is in the Wall Street Journal today is how there's a story about a hedge fund that made $700 million profit buying GameStop. Because as I've said to you folks, that hedge funds don't just short stock. They also go long and make money on the other side. There was a hedge fund called Senvest Management LLC, run by two particular guys, Richard Marshall and Brian Gonick. They were buying the stock back in September, so they were buying way back before any of the short squeeze stuff happened, and even the Cohen stuff was really dominating the news. They were nibbling away. They liked what they saw corporately. They liked what they saw, of course, on the short position. They kind of went, there's kind of a floor here. There's 70 million shares that have to be picked up by short sellers because they're short right now, 70 million shares. This is back in September. And they started nibbling up. And I bet you they bought between $5 and $10 a share, a ton of this stuff. They managed to pull out a $700 million profit when the stock went stupid. And so when the shares were in that $200 to $400 range, they were probably some of the guys selling off their stock, cashing in. Well, you can make $700 million rather easily if you're selling at $350 a share. You don't have to sell 1 billion shares at $350 a share to make $700 million. So, whatever they had, they sold a bunch off. So more power to them, right? Seeing some of these again. I'm seeing as I review, there are some trolls here, and I'm sorry about this. Trying to eliminate them if I can. And I was able to make a few moves last night, but looks like there's still a few more in here who are jumping around on our chat board. So apologize for those people. There's not much I can do about them other than when I see them, I'll eliminate them if I can. If I can ban the bots, I will do what I can, but I'm spending my attention just filling you in on what I'm hearing overnight and where we're at right now. 82.85 on GameStop, low of 80. Well, it was lower than 83.12. Right now, my phone is out of date, but they were down into that 81 range. The shares of VG Acquisition, the Virgin Acquisition Group, 1504 right now, low of 1460, high of 1575, 14 million traded. So there's some interest there, definitely. People who are selling the stock bought it at 10. Remember, it went public at 10, and if you own it at 10, you can sell it if you want. So there's sellers at 15, buyers at 15, because the buyers are going, I'm buying for 6 months going forward, or a year or so. The sellers are going, hey, I've been in it from the beginning and I'm happy to cash in, and I'm moving on to my next acquisition or my next conquest. GameStop, $84.60. It's coming back up again. Down to, it was as low as on GameStop, 81.05, and now at 84.67. So it's ranging a bit. 3.5 million shares traded on GameStop so far today. Hope you're enjoying the show. I'm sorry about the yahoos out there who are getting in the middle of our show. If I can eliminate them somehow, I will. I'm trying to, and every day I will be working on more moves to offload these guys. Okay, thank you. 704 likes and only was 4,500 people here. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please throw the thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button for me, and let the world know that people should be watching this show to generate knowledge and get some information on the market in plain English. I appreciate it. 791 thumbs ups right now. I actually see my actual show live. Thank you. 926 thumbs ups. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. 4,400 of you are here, and let's get the thumbs ups going. That would be fantastic. Okay, thank you. Some of you made donations already. Thank you for that too. Patrick Cassidy, thank you. Trolls come with increased success. Doing great, Uncle Bruce. We love the stream. I agree. That's what happens in this business. The trolls come at you. Bailey, thank you for teaching me so much in the last 2 days. You are such a great Uncle Bruce. Right on. Thank you for these comments, everybody. I much appreciate it. I'm learning how to work this show and this channel and everything, but I'm not. Sometimes I'm a little behind it. But thank you for tolerating my amateurish way of running the show. I'm doing the best I can with what little I have. 84.24 on GameStop now, and on the Virgin Acquisitions, 15.06 last trade. And both are trading well. 14 million at least on Virgin VG, and on GameStop 3.9 million shares. Again, that's a good sign. 3.9 million, only 4 million GameStop traded in the first 12 minutes. Very good. That is a sign to me that the brokers who had to sell people out for being over margined or whatever, they are gone. They've been blown away. There are no more stock brokerage firms are very impatient when it comes to clients that are upside down. They get blown out without even a phone call. And so the first 5 minutes of the day, you find out, what shares people are holding, that certain accounts are in trouble. And it has nothing to do with necessarily the company. It has something to do with the trader, and the trader may have got their brains blown out on another investment entirely, but they have 10 different stocks that they were using as margin, and all those stocks have to get sold out. And the person held 20,000 GameStop and 20,000 of this and 50,000 of that, 2,000 of this, and that, all gets sold out to cover the margin, including the GameStop. You throw the baby out with the bathwater, and that happens with any stock at any time, every day the market's open, because that is how this game works. $85.31 on GameStop, up now from the 81.05 first thing in the morning trading. Okay. Again, thank you for tolerating this. Alex, thank you. I see the L2 sell orders over in hundreds, but they quickly disappear and not stay there. What's going on? I have 1,000 sell orders, not there too. I don't know. I'm not sure what the market makers are doing. 85.33 is the price now. 85.48. It's coming back up. Flatland, thank you for your donation. I think it's time to admit defeat on GameStop. We got played by a meme. These bags are heavy. I'm done being sick. Not the first 10K I've lost or the last. Again, I'm a long-termer on this. The move up to the 400 range was definitely a move that was technical, emotional, fed by lots of media, and it came and it went. It was a fireworks show. It went, came. Now the stock's in this 85.50 range, and the battle continues going forward. It now is becoming more and more and more now as each hour goes by. It'll become a corporate story. There are analysts out there who will not cover the stock yet because they don't either believe it or they want the company to go further down the road before they really make a report on the company. There are other analysts who are on the sidelines going, hey man, I had a report on this 3 months ago, and I said it was a $15 stock, and right now I'm not talking, because until I see a clear path forward, and until I see these shares settle out, totally, completely settle out, and that might be a week or two from when they traded last week at their highs, then they might comment again. I did see an analyst last night just slam this company, just slam it, but he has been slamming it for 2 weeks. He was going, there's no corporate reason for the stock to go to 400 a share, and I'm going to stay on the sidelines. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion. The question is, GameStop at 86 or 85.30, 86 bucks a share. What is the the value going to be a year from now? Are you going to be an investor in the company that long, or were you only in it for a quick week? The diamond hands people might have been diamond hands as long as it kept going up. That's normal. This is human emotion, human everything. That's what makes these markets what they are. People sell when they shouldn't sell, but they know better, but they do it anyway, and then they regret it later. People have buyer's remorse, people have seller's remorse, and then there are the cool hand Luke traders and investors that go, I buy when it's on sale, and I sell when it's overpriced. And if I missed it, I missed it. You can't force success if the shares have already taken off on you. If you don't have them and they've taken off, you didn't make the money from way back when, but you'll look for the next one. Other times you see a scenario like this. GameStop did what it did. It's coming back here. Looks to be building a new trading range. Is this the base going forward? It might be. We'll see. 85.50 on the trade. Everyone has to make their own call and their own assessment and decide what they want to do. All right. Let me go forward here. Thanks, Bruce. We love you. Can you sue the spammers? No, I can't sue the spammers. I can eliminate them from the channel. When I see comments coming in that are clearly like this guy right here, this moron, when they are using really offensive words, and all their friends are doing it with them, then what we have here is an opportunity to block them from the channel, and I do the best I can to block them from the channel forever, but sometimes I hit the wrong button. I just put them on a timeout and they come back. But I will block them as best I can. Thank you, Harry Robot. What's happening right now is actually a short escalator omega overflow attack. 32-bit integrators are at what is artificially deflating the stock, IMO. Okay. Is that what's happening? Interesting talk. I'm not sure. Hi from New Orleans. Bruce, hey, hello. How you doing? Welcome to the show, and thank you for being here. Enjoy holding GME bags. I dipped a few days ago. Again, there are folks here who are going to be very supportive of hanging around, and others are going to be very nasty or dismissive or whatever it is. And what can I say? Everyone's entitled to their opinion as long as it's PG rated and within good taste. If it's not, well, we will do our best to eliminate the offenders if that's possible. And so those of you who are with me, I know I'm working on it, and thank you for bearing with me as I eliminate these guys. I know that going forward, it's unlikely that my channel is going to have 20,000 people at a time watching me, unless I'm covering a stock that's going from $5 a share to $500 a share in 3 days. That's human nature. Everybody who's anybody was watching something as GameStop was just going up $100 a day. But that's not normal. And so the kind of views that some channels have been getting lately is not normal. And I know that in my channel's case, going from 1,500 subscribers to 47,000 in a week is not normal. But it's beautiful if you're the channel owner, and that's me, and I'm grateful for you. And but as I promised you all along, I will comment on what I see happening out there and try to break it down into plain English for you so that you have an easier time to understand what's happening. And if you like it, thank you. And those of you making donations like Vincent, thank you, buddy. What is a limit order? Here we go. Good question. What's a limit order? You want to buy some shares in a company, but the stock is kind of running right now. It's really in a hurry. It's going up and it's going down, it's going up. And you don't want to put in a market buy order where you just say, buy me $500 worth of this stock at whatever you can get it for. That's a market order. You don't know what you're going to get it for. You see it trading at like GameStop. You see it trading at $82.48. You put in a $500 market order or a 100 share market order, a 2-share market order, whatever it is. And you wait for the phone to tell you, oh, you bought your stock at $82.74 and it's trading at $82.56. And you're going, why am I getting it at $82.74? It's trading at $82.56. That's because you put in a market order. And the nanosecond that order hit the trading desk and the market maker, you got filled for that trade at whatever that market was at that moment in time, in that nanosecond. You have no hope of getting it at a price you want unless you put in a limit order. So if you have a $500 order, you want to buy stock, you can put into your phone, no matter who you're using, Robinhood, WeTrade, any of these other outfits, you can just say, I want to buy 3 shares, 1 share, $500 worth at $82.27. That's what I want to buy it for, $82.27 or less. And you hit the button, and it goes in. In a nanosecond, the order arrives at the market maker's terminal computer, and you're matched up with the market. Now, if it's trading at 83 and you're trying to get in 82.27, you're not filled until there's trading at 82.27, or it was trading at 82.30, and then an order for 5,000 for sale came in from somewhere, and it dropped the market down to 82.05, and through 27, you got filled at 82.27. On the other hand, you hit the button and you're watching that trade, what it's doing, and you think, well, if I can get it for 82.27, it's trading at 82.49. Great. You hit the button. By the time your order lands at the trading desk, it's trading at 81.74. You're instantly filled at 81.74. By the time your limit orders, you're prepared to pay 50 cents a share more or whatever it is, and it's trading at 50 cents less than you thought it was a second ago, you're going to be filled in that neighborhood. So sometimes fill orders come back and you'll go, oh, I got them exactly what I wanted to pay. Oh, they're down 30 cents. Gosh darn it. You got them at less than you wanted to pay and they're lower than that, or you got them less than you wanted to pay and they're at that level or higher than that. This is how fast this market moves. 82.19 right now is the last trade. 82.28 is the last trade. Every second, this thing's changing. That's a limit order. Same thing on the sell side. You want to get out of some of your position, all of your position. You put in a sell order, and you can put in a limit sell. It's 82.97 right this second. 82.97. You want 83.50. I say go in at 83.49. Enter a limit order to say I'm prepared to sell my stock at 83.49. It just traded 83.50 just this second. It's now 83.14. You would have been out at 83.49 or 50. So limit order keeps you away from a market order, because a market order, the nanosecond you get there, it might be at $81, and then 3 seconds later trading at 83, and you lost $2. So limit orders on the sell side, limit orders on the buy side will allow you to scoop the stock at a price you're prepared to pay. Allow you allow you to put an order and say, here's what I'm prepared to pay. Here's what I'm prepared to sell at. No less, no higher on each side. That's the way I want this. That's why it's called a limit order, and you control. Now, it's 82.79 right now. It was 83.50 just a few minutes ago, just a few moments ago. But at 82.75, and you want to buy 1,000 shares of this stuff, but you don't want to pay the current price. You think it might go lower, but you don't know how much lower it's going to go. It's been as low as 81 something this morning, 81.05. There are buyers at $81, didn't get it. There's buyers at 81.01, didn't get it. Buyers at 81.02, 3, and 4. None of them got filled. It was as low as 81.05. You want to buy 1,000 shares of this stuff, and you think, geez, I don't know if it's going to hit a new low, but I'll put an order to buy 1,000 at 81.06 limit, $81.06, 1 penny higher than the low trade of the day. On the other hand, you think, oh, no, it's only 82.79. It's going to go to 75 today. It's going to hit 75 one time today. I'm prepared to buy it at 75.06. Put your limit order in there and sit and wait. Now you do this. You're just sitting there going, you want to give me 1,000 at 75.06? I'll take it. You don't want to give it to me at that price? Forget it. I'm just going to sit here and watch the show. I'll buy it tomorrow. I'm a patient person on the buy side. I'm a patient person on the sell side, unless you're in a real hurry. So 83.01 is where it's trading at. You're not getting in. You're not right now. That's how the market works. But you call the shot. If the stock has a little $8, $10 drop and then a bounce back, you might get filled on that wave. The sell wave, you're in, and it pops back up, and now you're up $4 a share because you got in at near the low of the day. The low might be lower than what you're prepared to pay, but you got filled on the way out, on the way down. As the elevator passed your floor, you got on the elevator, you're in, and now you're riding the elevator, and it pops up 3 or 4 floors on you after you got in, after it went down a little lower and you're a little higher. That's how this market works. You have to decide what your tolerance level is and your patient level is, and can you handle the stress? Because you're sitting there going, come on down to me, baby, come on down to me. And when you're trying to sell it, come on up to me, come on up, take me out, take me out. That's how this market works sometimes. And if you're a market player, you're at the mercy of the desk, you're at the mercy of the last trade, and you may or may not win. You might get hurt. Thank you, Fargan. GME is my first time. Made a plan to only get in under 100, but I hadn't really made a plan for getting out. Learning so much also about myself. Folks, this is emotion. This is human emotion at its rawest form. Hence why you see some comments that are very kind and not very kind. The lower these shares go, the more the emotion comes out. It's kind of like being at a bar with 10 friends or 10 coworkers. You've never been out with them before, and you're out there with 10 coworkers, and we're doing shots for whatever reason, and everyone does a shot, and everyone's, it's all great. And then we're in 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, we're doing another shot, and it's all great. And the voices are getting louder and louder, and there's some people dancing and singing. Others are getting quiet. And then they're doing another shot, and then it turns, and you see the happy drunks, and you see the violent drunks, and you see those who go comatose as it goes. And that's the market. That is the market. Human emotion. The stock is 82.53. There are people happy it's down here. They're trying to get in. There are people upset it's down here because they wanted to go to 500 a share tomorrow. This is the way it is. And people react differently under stress. And brokers, unsuccessful stockbrokers have high emotions and low emotions, and they're high and they're down, and they last a year or two and they're out of the business. You talk to a stockbroker that's been around for 30 years and take a look at how calm they are all the time. They see the markets go up and they go, yeah, it's good. They see the markets go down. Yeah, well, they're down. It happens. They're steady Eddie. And the most successful stockbrokers are the ones that stick around the longest, because the ones who stick around the longest have the most clients, because other brokers leave and all these clients need a broker, and the manager says, here's 10 accounts from this guy who just walked out of here. Talk to them, see what's going on. And as you stick around and the musical chairs continue, you find out that out of the 50 brokers that you're surrounded with, there's only 10 of you guys that have been here for more than 5 years. Everyone else has come and gone. Hundreds of brokers have come and gone in the last 5 years. And there's only 10 of you have been around here for the last 5-10 years. And you're the ones with the most accounts. That is a fact in the business from where I come from as an old stockbroker. $82 a share on GameStop right now. Andrew, so with the limit, you won't pay more, but you won't ever get it if the price goes up and stays up. Yeah, of course. You're trying to get it at 81.01 and it's sitting at 82 all day, and it goes to $150 tomorrow. You didn't get in. But if the stock is range bound and you're sitting there going, I'm just trying to buy it a couple of bucks under the price, or I'm trying to get it near the low of the day, just today's low, or if I don't get it today, I'll try and buy it tomorrow. I have time. I have patience. I'm not getting sucked in to buy the high trade of the day. Then more often than not, you'll win because the patience will win out. Impatience can cost you dearly on the sell side and the buy side. I have seen brokers just lose it. I mean, lose it. They just put in a bunch of market orders on a stock they thought was going to go up, and they're just getting their people out, and they just want to get away from it. 3 days later, the shares are up 30% from where they blew it out at, because they didn't have the discipline to just relax and breathe and observe and measure. They got all caught up in the emotion. And that's what makes the market great and bad at the same time. Hipro Donkey, the option chain has open interest on calls below $80. That expire every Friday of every week into next year. That's right. The hedge funds need price lower to close. There are options that are always trading below strike price and always above strike price on every security in the world. Always, absolutely. But on an Amazon trading up 3,200 a share, you're not going to be able to buy $100 calls. All right. They're not going to exist. There's a range where the options are usually available on the newly created options today for a year from now expiry. But options that were created a year ago, in the case of GameStop, a year ago, the stock was at under $10 a share. So there were $5 contracts, 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10. They're still out there. And they expire 6 months from now, 7 months from now, 8 months from now, 9 months, because they were written way back last summer. That's quite normal. Thank you, Anthony, for the Hong Kong donation. Can you comment on the short ladder theory? Again, this is a term that really didn't exist when I was a broker. There is no theory. It's just an expression people have made where they're thinking there's a way to coin a technique of selling stock, and it's just a short seller just is offering, like the market is $83. They might offer 1,084, 1,085, 1,086 because they don't know what the high of the day will be, but they think the shares will be at $60 between now and next week. I'm just pretending, okay? They think it's going to hit 60, maybe 61, but 60. So they want a short stock here, but they're figuring, well, I'll offer 1,083, and I'll offer 1,084, and an 85, and 86, and 87. And if it goes to 98, I'll just keep shorting it. And as I short this stock on the way up, my average price of each short is higher because the cost average of all my trades, at the end of the day, I shorted 10,000 shares, and I started at 83, and I stopped at 93, and my average is 88. Next morning, tomorrow, it's trading at $83 a share, and 82, and 81, and now I'm going, well, I thought it would go to 60. But it didn't go to 60. It kind of went to 90, whatever. I'll start buying 1,000 at 81, and I'll buy 1,000 at 80, and I'll buy 1,000 because I don't know what the low is, but I've got 10,000 short at 88 average. So I'll just put in 10 buy orders, 1,000 each at each dollar on the way down. And if it only goes down to 80, I'll get off 2,000 or 3,000 shares. If it goes down to 77, I'll get off 5,000, 6,000 shares. And if it goes back to 85, 87, 89, I'll start shorting there again. I'll short up here, I'll buy down here, and I will build these little ladders of selling and buying interest, limit orders through a ladder technique. That's what that is in simplest English terms. And there are hedge funds that do it, individual people do it. They do it in pennies, they do it in dimes, they do it in quarters, they do it in 1,000 share increments, 5,000 share increments, 15,000, 20,000 share increments. All depends on your size. How big are you? Are you a hedge fund? Are you an individual investor? What are you? And there are pension funds that like to buy stock, but they don't want to move a market. They want to buy 1 million Apple, let's say, 1 million shares of Apple, or 10 million shares of Apple for a long-term hold. They'll put in an order to buy 500,000 at 20 cents below the current market. And traders out there with the Bloomberg systems, they'll see, there's a big buyer 20 cents below the bid. And there might be a hedge fund trader going, I want to offload 1 million, but I don't want the street to know about it. And I've been told by my management, sell 1 million today on Apple. Do the best you can. They see a bid for 500,000, just 20 cents below the bid. They might offer 500,000 shares and take out all the buying 20 cents higher, boom, 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 down to that big bid and hit that bid for 500,000 and then back off completely. Or they'll sell only 400,000. They'll sell them 400,000, leave them wanting 100, but not knowing they actually want more. They don't know how much they want, and the buyer doesn't know how much the seller wants to get rid of. And so they're sitting back, and other buyers come in because they see this action picking up on Apple. The seller's sitting there going, there's another 300,000 wanted right at the same price or a penny higher. And then he or she comes in and offers them 250,000 of the 300 they want, and then stays back and just watches and sees how it goes. And as the day wears on, they offload 1 million shares without hurting the market. On the acquisition side, they're getting hit with bids, offers from time to time. The mutual fund, at the end of the day, they bought 1 million shares by the end of the day. Everybody's happy, but nobody knew going in and during it happening what everybody's actual intention was. But that's how this works. This is the beauty of this business and the behind the scenes kind of stuff of this business. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Trolls, go away. Thank you, everyone else. 4,994 of you here. Thank you for thumbs ups today. If you can please give a thumbs ups to my channel, I would really, really appreciate it. Love you guys for that. Trying to catch up with current comments. I see a donation coming in here. I want to acknowledge it. That is something I like to do, is if I can do it. We've got, again, if you're going to come in here and you're going to post the same message 20 times in a row, I'm going to eliminate you if I catch you. If I can catch you, you're gone. Unfortunately for me, these messages come in so frequently, so many messages come in that sometimes I can't catch up with the offender, and I have to wait till next time. So just bear with me, folks, as I see these repeaters just doing whatever they're doing. I'll dump them and hopefully make it more uncomfortable for them than they want to hang around, and they'll go away. And they'll pick on somebody else. And that's what they do. They kind of go around looking for live shows like mine, and they try to come in here and play their little games because, they were born deficient. Jake, Google buffer overflow, hold GameStop, AMC, ignore the bots, love the content, Bruce. We'll be holding with you till the real squeeze. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for being here today. Also, Andrew, thank you, Andrew Sanderson, for an out-and-out donation of $10. You're wonderful, and I appreciate it very much. All of you who bought postcards, they've all been posted. They're on the way to you. Look in your mailbox shortly, and I hope you enjoy them. Fantastic. We'll see if we can get rid of some of these yahoos. We've got morons in here, but welcome to success. Success attracts morons. and we'll say goodbye to them if at all possible as quickly as we can. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tolerating along with me as we slowly but surely get rid of them. Thank you, Van, for this donation. You need moderators. I know, but I'm not going to be on 7-8 hours a day going forward. That's not my end game. And so I'm going to be working with mods sooner or later who will, we'll have kind of a schedule going forward. But at the moment, it hasn't been set yet because we're into a crazy market. GameStop, $85, by the way. It's still down 741 from last night's close, but the low was 81.05, and we're now 85.07. So again, the crazy desperate selling we had the last 4 or 5 days in a row is gone. It's over. By the way, on the VG acquisition, the Virgin Group, 17.5 million shares trading at 15.35, low 1460, high 1575. And if any of you are going to buy this stock for a longer term hold because of this merger with the 23andMe, just sit back and wait. See if you can get it in the $13, $14 range. I don't think it's just going to go straight up, but I think going forward, this merger, I think this could be an interesting player, and we'll see. On GameStop, the volume 6.7 million. Yesterday at this time, we're at 15, 17 million shares traded. Day before, we're over 20 million. There's no volume here compared to lately. It's really gone quiet. 84.19, 83.77. As it jumbles around and bounces around, we'll keep following it. Thank you, everybody. Let's see here. Elon Musk said the short attacks make him lose faith in humanity. He hates shorters. He really does. He did well by attacking shorters. Andrew Sanderson, thank you, Bruce. I've got 30 shares at $3.95. If I buy 70 shares at $80 to lower my position, I'd have 100 at $174.50. Would there be any takers for an option at $174? Yes. You can write options at $175. You can write 180s. You can write 200s. If you want to write a $200 contract, good for a month, let's say, I think you can get some premium for that. You got to look into it, though. I mean, if you have an advisor, a stock advisor, or if you have an app where you can check the pricing of these contracts, do that. If you want a higher premium, then write a contract that has a longer lifespan. So you want to do a $200 premium, a $200 exercise price, but get more of a premium, you might want to write a 2-month contract or a 3-month contract. And you're going to say to yourself, okay, all right, I bought at $3.95 because I thought it could go to $1,000. All right, I'm realistic. I'm going to buy it with an average price now $174.50, and I'll write a $200 call. And if I get taken out at $200 a share, I make $25 a share on all 100. But also that premium is mine. And if I can get a $25 premium per share right now, that's $2,500, 25 a share. 25 a share brings you down to $150 cost. You get taken out at $200, you made $5,000 on your whole deal. If you get taken out. If you don't get taken out and the stock is sitting at $70, $80, $90 in the next 2 months, these contracts you wrote will die worthless. You get to keep all $2,500 and you can write another contract. Well, your cost in is now $150. So if you write a $175 or a $160 for 2 more months, you might bring in another $25 at that point in time. That brings your cost average down to $125 a share. See what I mean? So you're coming down to the market as the premium holders are giving you this cash to gamble on whether your shares will go up to 150, 200 again. This is a prudent move. If you've got the capital and the patience, you can do this as a shareholder. If you have 1 share, you can't write an option. I'm sorry. If you got 5 shares, you can't write an option. But with 100, you can definitely write call options and take advantage of this market. Just saying. It's a strategy that you can do, okay? All right. Oh, man, these bots are such morons and absolute pieces of crap. I'm amazed that YouTube even allows these comments to be posted with these words because they apparently have some kind of system in place to moderate comments. Thank you, Van. I'll be working on it. But yeah, it's sad. It's just pathetic. Folks, I'm doing the best I can with what these guys are up to. Patrick, 4.9 thousand viewers, only 1,500 likes. Come on, peeps. Let's give Bruce some thumbs ups. Thank you for those of you who are mentioning it. I appreciate any of you giving me thumbs ups for my shows. It helps with the analytics of this channel. 5,200 an hour here. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. Gabriel, hi, Bruce. Can you give a detailed explanation of who gets hurt in a gamma squeeze and in what sorts of situations that might occur, specifically as it relates to GameStop? Gamma squeezes, these again are new terms that didn't exist in the market when I was a broker. It's all new made up stuff. It's another form of short squeeze. A short squeeze can be a 2-hour event, can be a 1-day event, can be a 1-week event. In the case of GameStop, ooh, I got Welch's grape jelly on a donut, on a bagel. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Gamma squeezes are short squeezes, and like I said, they can last a week or two. On GameStop, we saw a short squeeze, gamma squeeze, whatever you want to call it, squeeze, when the shares broke about $18 a share back in about a month or so ago, a little over a month ago, and then all the way up to the 400s. And now we've come back to this level. Are we going to see another one? Is this just a range and we're going to go again? I can't answer that. Technically, theoretically, yeah. Realistically, no. I don't expect panic. I don't expect panic buying on GameStop right now. I don't. But I didn't either a month ago. I didn't think a month ago there would be panic buying to 400 a share in a week. Who would think that? The dreamers and the hopers and the, there was a lot of speculation and a lot of, well, this can happen. And yeah, it can always happen with any free trading stock. But I also didn't think that stockbrokers would stop customers from buying shares with cash. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see Robinhood coming forward where they would limit buys and then have to raise almost $4 billion to cover their accounts to keep trading either. I didn't see that coming. I thought, like most of you out there, hey, they've added millions of new investors. These guys are growing like crazy. They're going to go public on the market. Success story, growing leaps and bounds. Why would these guys need to raise all kinds of cash? Why would they need? And well, now we found out that if you have 50 different stocks being chased by investors trying to create short squeezes and everything else, a lot of speculation going on, you are raising the margin levels on speculators unbelievably. And if those shares begin to drop as a whole, and they have, that puts pressure on the bankers to say to the broker, hey, I need more capital. Those kind of positions you're backing up with your money, our money, you need more capital on your end. Put some skin in the game, you guys. Robinhood raised $4 billion to put skin in the game. But even with that, they had to limit trading on all kinds of stocks, including GameStop. Unbelievable. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that happening. It is absolutely unbelievable. Just amazing. Anyway, there you go. That's what's going on. They have a new word now. The bots have a new word. That's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to get in now with a new word to create havoc here. I'm doing the best I can to get rid of them. I'm watching you guys. I don't know if I can get rid of them all. I do what I can. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Man, oh man, oh man. There's all kinds of them here. They're everywhere, and they travel in packs. And sometimes it's one guy who will come in here with 50 handles. He'll come in here with 50 different names and just come right in here. I would not hold since the loss is not worth it. As the price may still rise. No financial advice. Again, everyone, you have to decide what you want to do going forward with these markets. All we no money, a dollar averaging long-term position, FOMO is real. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Simon Hybris. Can you explain what hedge funds would be doing behind closed doors to cover their losses? Well, they'll raise more cash, or they'll fire people who are idiots that got them into trouble. They'll realign their portfolios, and or they will change their strategy. Like I said, with anyone who's long GameStop or any stock that you own where you can buy and sell options. If you own AMC and you bought them at $18 a share and they're now trading at, what are they trading at AMC? Trading at $8.36. You could right now write $15 contracts against your 100 share, 200 share, 500 share holdings. Every 100 you have, you can create a contract. So if you've got 500 shares, you can write 5 calls. Offer them for a month at $15. And if you can get $4 or $5 a contract, I don't know what you can get. I'm just asking. I'm just speculating. You can get $5 a contract for stock you paid $20 for, and you're offering it for 15. That is your $20. If the stock goes to $20 again, you're even. You've bailed out. But if the shares don't go back to even $15, they sit at 10 and 12. You just lowered your cost average from 20 to 15 for a month. And a month down the road, you write new contracts all over again for $14, $15, $16, and you get $5 for those. You've just lowered your cost down to 10. You're letting the options market give you back your money, and you can keep writing and keep writing. And the money that you're bringing in, you can use to buy stock right here at $8 a share. If you get another 100, you can write another contract. You write a $15 contract on the stock you bought for $8. You get $5 in. You're into the stock for $3. Again, this is all theoretical. I'm not quoting exact numbers. This is how options can work on your side, where you let the gamblers gamble and you are the house saying, okay, go ahead and gamble. Take your shot, take your best shot, gamble on this thing, and good luck to you, because I'll take your premium money and I'll give you a week, or I'll give you a month, or I'll give you 3 weeks, whatever it is. I'll give you 5 days. I'll give you till next Friday. I am the house. You're the gambler. I'm the casino, and I own the stock, and away you go. So if you paid, like I said, if you paid $300 for GameStop and you bought 100 shares, you can write a contract. Now, if you write a 200 and get $25 in premium for it and get taken out, you're out at $225. You've lost money, of course. But on the other hand, if you are you write a $250 contract and the contract dies worthless, you keep the $25. Your cost of your stock just went down by $25. You write another contract good for a month. That's a month or two. You get another $25 premium if you're managing to do that, and it's a $250 contract or a $225 contract or whatever it is. That brings your cost down another $25 a share. And so as each month goes by, each week goes by, each 2 weeks goes by, depending on how long you want your option to last, you're bringing in premium money to build your cash base back up. Thank you very much. This game isn't over. The game is not over. It all depends on what your investment level is. Could options expiring tomorrow help GameStop at all? Can it help? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's still possible, but I can't. At $80 a share, I don't know if that's the case. It's 80.25 right now. As I was saying, people will wait to see if it'll hit a new low. There are people trying to get it at the new low. Dollar averaging long-term position is real. Thank you for these donations and questions, and tolerating these bots with me, folks. We're trying to get rid of them. Jim's $2 donation. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see. Can we eliminate some more? Thank you, Clint. Thoughts on RMO for long-term play? I don't know what that is. I don't know what RMO is, so I'm sorry I can't help you there. Let's see here. Let's see what we can do. What can we do? I'm looking through here. Again, folks, I am not an investor in the market. I don't own any shares or options. I am a commentator, and I try to break the market down as best as I can for you in plain English. And I welcome all of you with open arms, except for the scumbags. VG Virgin Acquisition 15.39 up $1.92. GameStop 78.27 new low. Again, there are bargain hunters. There are also people who are selling. There might be shorters hitting this market, but I don't think people are selling that are being sold out. I don't think so. I think the sellers who are getting out now that legitimately own the stock are throwing in the towel. That's probably the way it is. That's how markets work. People become disillusioned, and that's what they'll do. That's the way it goes. What can I say? Let's see here. What else have we got here? I'm just trying to keep an eye on the comments coming through, folks. Thank you. And let's see what's going on here. How low can it go? That's the question. We're going to find out. Right now, it is GameStop 78.66 is the last trade. I'm showing my phone, and that is changing by the second, as you know. The markets, the Dow is up 263 points, another gain. S&P up 23, NASDAQ up 70. So far, the markets themselves are doing rather well. We will see what's going on elsewhere. Can you explain the selling? All day long is what I'm going to talk about. Explain the selling. Thank you for Adam. Just bought more GameStop on this dip. I got in at 15. Average cost per share now 110. Thanks for the play-by-play commentary. Got to get you a color commentator. To rest that voice. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. Matt, somebody's live on Twitch is breaking down numbers of Capital What Q. He says there's still 88% short interest. What do you think? That could be. There could still be that kind of short interest out there. Bruce went to school with Warren Buffett. He knows what's going on. Warren is older than I am, and he's a lot richer than I am, so I didn't go to the same school he went to. Or whatever advice he gave me, and he didn't give me any advice, I obviously didn't listen to it. Danny boy, Bruce, I bought one GameStop at 95 and sold it today at 79. Am I silly or smart? Thanks. You're not an investor. You're a trader. You're in and out. You're looking for a quick flip. There's nothing wrong with doing quick flips, but you lost money. It's now at 80. It's now at 79. Welcome to the market. I wouldn't recommend doing what you're doing, but hey, you're free to make money. You're free to lose money in this market and do it any way you like. It's okay. Jim, hey Bruce, sorry, meant to include I want to include a message before. Thank you for helping me learn so much about the stock market in the past week. Thank you, my friend. You're more than welcome, and thank you for being part of the show. Thank you, all of you out there who are learning what you're learning and enjoying it, and I hope you're finding it useful and engaging. 5,300 of you are now here watching me live. We have 2,200 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. That is beautiful, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. And like I say, it's wonderful how this is going. I've got a message. I can't get rid of it. I don't know why I can't move it. All right, there's Adam's comment. Thank you, Adam, again for doing what you're doing and for being on the show with me today. Thank you. Again, 2,200 thumbs ups. All of you can give a thumbs ups to this broadcast. I appreciate it. It makes YouTube promote the show to more people. The more people that come in to this broadcast will find out about GameStop. They'll find out about other issues we're following, and they'll be educated as well. And hopefully they'll be long-term followers of the channel. And it certainly helps my investing crowd. And thank you for those of you who are subscribing to my channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. All of you who have become subscribers, I am very much appreciative. Thank you, those of you who were very kind last night. I uploaded a video last night, kind of a recap on GameStop. A lot of you were very kind to me. 23,000 views on that video alone that I did last night. And we're now at 47,619 subscribers. 2,300 thumbs ups have just are coming through now. Another 100 just popped in. Thank you for that. Very much appreciated. 76.53, 76.34 on GameStop. The low of the day, 76.15. We're right there. This is the low of the day. The shakeout is still on, but the volume traded 9.4 million, less than half of where we were yesterday at this time. Alrighty. I commented on a company this morning. Those of you who are not here, I mentioned some breaking news this morning. I will repeat myself quickly. I wanted to let you in on this story here. A company called VG Acquisition, the Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, is a SPAC. They have just made an announcement with this company called 23andMe. The company 23andMe is famous for allowing you to do a saliva test, mail it in, and check your heritage, your ancestry, and or find out your gene makeup, whether you this is a company that will help you determine whether you have an illness or not, a hereditary condition. It is run by this young lady right here. Her name is Ann Wojcicki. Ann Wojcicki created this company in 2006. At the time, she was married to a co-founder of Google, Mr. Sergey Brin. They were married at the time. Google invested $3,900,000 into 23andMe when it was created as a private company. The company then raised $50 million in 2012, $115 million in 2015 as they grew this home saliva testing kit system. They perfected it. They raised $250 million in 2017. GlaxoSmithKline put in $300 million in 2018. They raised another $82 million in December 2020. They have announced a merger with this company called VG Acquisition Group, symbol VGAC. It's a SPAC that went public at $10 a share. I think in November they listed, and the VGAC company, the shares, are now trading at a price of $16.37, up $1.74 today. They've been as high as $17.06, as low as $15.93. Once these two companies are merged in the second quarter of this year, they will be called 23andMe. Symbol will be ME. And they will have a total cash position of over $900 million in cash. It's a $3.5 billion deal. 23andMe will own 81% of the company. The Street, that's any of you out there, if you want to buy any of this, will own 19%, including GlaxoSmithKline, Google, Mr. Branson, and all these other entities that have bought into this company as a private company. They're all going to become shareholders in the public company. And it will be a $3.5 billion value deal. That's what they're calling it right now, with $900 million of that or more in cash. Well-funded, well-run, well-backed. And I think this is a deal. I think at $15 a share or so, $14 a share or so, buy some of this, put it in your account, and forget about it. And don't expect to go to $100 tomorrow. That's not what I'm telling you. This, I think, though, going forward, could be a most interesting public company. And I think you're getting in at an IPO price or less. You're not the last buyer of this stock. There will be many more, I think, going forward. I think there will be private placements and other financings down the line as the company matures out. And I think it'll be much higher. I don't think it'll be down here. That's my advice to you. Up to you to decide. Again, it's just me telling you what the deal is, and I'm throwing you out an idea that could be a buy. Like GameStop at $10 was a buy, $8 was a buy. This is early days. I like SPACs as a whole. I like the idea of SPACs. There are others I'm watching, and from time to time, I will bring you SPACs. I'll bring them to your attention. Then I'll mention to you, you might want to look into this one. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. No law saying you have to buy anything that I recommend. I'm just telling you what I think, what I like, and I do like that deal. 74.55, 74.82 on GameStop. 77 now I'm showing on my phone. I'm not sure which one's accurate. Following this, the low 73.88, 77.83. We're pumping up again, bumping up on GameStop a little bit. We're jumping up a little bit. All righty. Thank you, all of you, for being here and all of your comments. I do not own GameStop. I do not own any shares. I do not own this Virgin entity either. I don't intend to own any. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a flipper. I'm a commentator. But I will give you my opinion, and you take my opinion wherever you want. Take it to the toilet, wherever you want to do it. It's all right. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for following me. Thank you for these donations. Thank you for these comments. No, thank you for the bots and for these, anuses that have shown up that are trying to create havoc. Sorry about that. I'm trying to eliminate them as best I can. Ozeki, Bruce, love the content. I've learned a ton. As legalization seems inevitable, what are your thoughts on investing in cannabis companies? Boy, they were supposed to be the panacea for everything, weren't they? And the shares have been very unpredictable. I'm not a fan of the stock. I like the fact that the business is becoming legalized because it should have been legalized decades ago. I'm not a user, by the way, but there's such a huge business in that area, from creams to edibles to whatever. But the winners and losers for the stocks, I don't know. Ryan, thank you for Virgin. Does that turn into me if we buy it now? Yes, if you buy shares of VGAC today at what it's trading at now, around this $15 neighborhood, 15, 13. You buy shares of VGAC now, you will be merged. You will be converted to a 23andMe shareholder on the merger. That's exactly what's happening. This is an announced deal. Both boards of directors have approved it. Now the shareholders of the public company have to officially vote on it. It will happen. It's a done deal. The company will be 23andMe with over $900 million in cash the day they start trading. I say get in before that merger, and that's why it was announced this morning. And at $13 to $15 bucks, knock yourself out. I think that's a reasonable thing to look into. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate this. VGAC, Virgin Group Acquisition Corp. Okay. There's the comment right there. If I buy it, yes, you will become a shareholder of the Me company going forward. Very well funded. Pramath, rock hard on this dip. This is this is a LT play on whatever. Again, I'm not sure if what stock he's talking about. If it's not what we're following, I can't comment on it. Sorry about that. Thank you, everybody. Again, VGAC is the symbol. Virgin Group Acquisition Corp. That's the symbol right now. That will change to a symbol known as ME later, but that's when the two are fully merged together. They will become one company, and I think there's some potential there. Okay, on the GameStop, 76.57 right now, 76.13, volume 11 million shares, still much lighter than yesterday by half. I would say half as much trading. Absolutely, a little bit. Very interesting. And don't think there's been any announcements from the company today, unless any of you seen something. I don't see anything here. Nope, I don't see anything on the company this morning. I wasn't expecting an announcement this morning, but we'll see what's going on. Tesla, Elon Musk is commenting again on certain situations, but he's not talking about GameStop. He's talking about another number of other things. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Hi there, Cindy. Welcome to my show. Appreciate you being here. Alain, why don't you own any shares? My guess is that you would like it for the channel to be as objective as possible, but I would love to hear. That's exactly it. It's exactly. I will not own any positions and comment on companies and give you my opinion on companies and own. That's a conflict of interest I don't want to get into. I'd rather just have a clean conscience and just talk to you as a 65-year-old guy who's had 40 years of experience in the marketplace and just share my thoughts. And I'll throw you some stock things that I like. From time to time, I will tell you stock things I don't like. And I don't have to worry about anyone accusing me of having a conflict of interest. That's the point right there. YouTube Lotto, short 10,000 on GameStop at 115 to the floor, baby. Well, how are you doing it? You know, it's a free market, I hope. I don't know what brokerage firms are allowing you to buy, sell on margin, but I'm insisting, my followers, if you're a long holder of GameStop, be a cash holder. If you do own shares of GameStop, 100 or more, you can be a writer of contracts to bring in premium money to help bring in cash against your position, whether you're even, up, or down. But that's up to you to decide if you want to do it. The lower the shares go, the easier to buy more shares. If you've got 30 now at 200 and they're now at 76, you can buy 70 now for, $5,000 or so, and you've got 100 shares. And you can turn right around and offer a contract, maybe a $150 exercise price for a month or so, and bring in $25 a share. That brings your acquisition cost down $25 a share overall, $2,500. So you spend $5,000 to get to 100 and bring $2,500 in to write a contract. You've only dropped $2,500 up to your dollars. You have to put up the $5,000 first, but you've got $2,500 cash sitting in your account. Prudent moves.
to take advantage of the high premiums that GameStop has had. I don't know what the premiums are at this moment. This is what you have to do on your own. Can you explain how SPACs work? Special acquisition companies are created where a group of investors get together, 4 or 5 key people. They'll put a bunch of dough and they'll put 25 million cash in a pot, create a corporation which is intending to be acquired by another corporation. But the first thing they're going to do is put in their 25, 30 million bucks in seed money. Then they're going to go to a brokerage firm and do a $10 a share offering, which might go to a bunch of hedge funds and mutual funds and pension funds that these guys know, because it's pretty well what they're doing is these are people who are, the people who are raising this seed money are in the know. They're in the biz. They've got a success. They have a track record. And so they'll raise 300 million, 500 million, 400 million, all at $10 a share. They'll issue warrants at $11.50 a share. That might be good for say 6 months after a merger is completed. That's when the warrants will expire. They'll do that deal and they'll go public and start trading. And they'll say, we have 500 million bucks in the bank and we're looking for a private company to merge into our public company, and we'll keep you posted. They have 2 years to get the deal done. If they do the deal in 2 years, it all happens and the new company is now merged with another company. And like the Me deal, 23andMe deal, the SPAC turns from a SPAC to a corporation called 23andMe. And the 23andMe people own, in this case, 81% of the stock. The SPAC people own 19% of the stock. They're bringing a bunch of cash to the table. 23andMe is bringing their business to the table. They put their deals together and it's a 80-20 deal. The stocks trade as Me going forward. The company, in the case of this 23andMe entity, there's 500 something bucks in the SPAC, but they've done a deal with the brokerage firms for 250 million more. It's a bought deal. Richard Branson's putting in 25 million of his money. Ann Wazinski's putting 25 million of her money. Of the 250, the brokers are putting in 200 million. Institutional investors are all over it. And it's all going into the pot. The company comes out now with a $3.5 billion value, 900 plus million cash. This company, 23andMe, is funded, beautifully funded now, almost $1 billion bucks. Off we go. 680 employees, 470 million in sales last year. This entity will grow. They will expand. They will do whatever they're going to do. And I think as a shareholder, you could do well by that. Now, there are a lot of SPACs out there that haven't done deals, that are still looking for deals, and they're trading at $10, $11, $12 a share. I kind of like the idea of buying a SPAC without a deal, but I really like buying a SPAC with a known deal, because then you can see what the deal will be, what the new company will be when it's put together. And I like this 23andMe company. I like the people behind it. I like the money that's come in behind it and from where it's come from. I like the fact that there's Wall Street brokerage interest right now to help this merger go through. I like the fact that they're cash rich. It's got everything I want in a new entity. If they were to go public with an IPO, I don't think they'd be sitting with 900 million in cash. And I think you guys would have to pay 40 to 50 bucks a share as retail investors to get into 23andMe with less than 900 million cash. Here, you can get into 23andMe for less than 50 bucks a share. I'm looking for deals. You buy low, you get in, you let the value happen, and then you enjoy the fruit of your investment. And so at $14.90 a share is where the stock is now. I like this deal. I don't think this is overpriced anymore. For a $10 SPAC with no deal, you're paying $4.90 more than anyone else. But with a SPAC with a deal that's going to happen with 900 million cash and 250 million of extra cash coming in from the founders of the both entities and institutional investors, I like the deal. I like going into a room with those kinds of people hanging around me. I like being a fellow shareholder of a group like that. If I were to buy stock, I'd be a buyer of this. Up to you to decide what to do yourselves. You heard it from me today. Tomorrow it might be $13.50. I don't care. It might be $18.50 tomorrow. I don't care. It's going to become a merged entity in the second quarter of this year. So in about 90 days, it'll all be done. It'll be trading as ME going forward. And I think that is going to be a stock that'll do very well and will trade a very high PE multiple when it does turn a profit. But they've got $950 million plus to get to profit land. And so if you hold it for a month, half a year, 2 years, 4 years, buy more, buy less, I think you'll do well. If you buy 100 shares, you can write options on this once it's all merged together. So you can write me options. If they start trading at $30 a share and you want to write a $40 contract, you're in here at $14.90. Way to go. You get $10 premium for the stock, let's say, or $5 premium. Do what you want. I like ground floor opportunities. I loved GameStop at $10 a share, $8 a share, $4 a share, $7 a share for months and months and months. I talked about GameStop on all my videos, all those videos I made. I talked about GameStop, talked about all the corporate moves they're making. Love the corporate moves of GameStop. I still like the corporate moves of GameStop, but the stock today is $76.86. Should it be here? Should it be lower? Should it be higher? Everybody has an opinion. Analysts don't think it should be here. Wall Street brokerage firms are skeptical that it should be here, but it's here. Anyone who bought the stock when I talked about it back in the fall and the summer, they're up. They were way up last week. They were more up, but they're up here. Is the stock over? Is this it? Is it going to go to $10 a share? I don't think so. I don't think GameStop will ever see 10 in the near future again. I don't think it'll see 20. Remember Andrew Left was saying it's going to $20 because I'm short at, I'm short here. It's around 40. It's going to 20. And then it went to 80 on them. It's 76.50 right now. And a lot of hedge funds lost a lot of money, but there were hedge funds that made a lot of money on GameStop. And welcome to the market. Winners and losers all the time. Laura, enjoying an English muffin with peanut butter. Good morning from Bonners Ferry. What a beautiful place Bonners Ferry is. 20 minutes away from me. Thank you for being here today. And thank you for sharing that neat news. I've got a jelly bagel sitting right over here. I can't wait to get at it. Brandon bought 100 VG. If this turns out well, I'll donate more later. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. Hang in there. Watch the show. You're a new shareholder of 23andMe once that deal closes. And I like the deal. That's what I'm telling you. I like the deal. Thank you all for being here. We've got 5,300 watching me live right now, 2,500 thumbs ups for the show. If you like the information I'm bringing you and you like the way I'm bringing to you in a plain English kind of way, please throw a thumbs ups for this show. Tell your friends, share my video on Facebook. Please share my video on Reddit. Please share my show on any social media platform you can. You young viewers, you who really know this stuff. I don't know this stuff. 1616 on VG, is that right? No, 1494 right now is where it's trading at. My computer is a little behind. Again, thank you all of you who are following me, joining me, commenting with me. I very much appreciate it. And like I said, I'm happy to be here, and I love covering the markets to let you in on what I see and what I like and what's going on. What else? GameStop 74.87, near the low of the day, but not at the low of the day. VG, I'm showing 14.92, but my market watch is showing 16.17. I'm not sure what's up. 14.96. I don't know who's real, and who's Memorex. I'm not sure what's up here. We will keep following it. AMC is right now at $7.95, down $1 on the day. So this thing is jumping back and forth and back and forth. It was on the opening much higher. It was $8.74 this morning, and it's now $7.95. Is it a buy here? Is it a sell? You have to decide for yourselves what the theater stock will be capable of doing. We're in a pandemic, and people are getting the vaccines, but I don't know if they're getting them fast enough. That type of thing. We'll just have to see what happens. VGAC is the one I'm watching. Okay. Hang on a second. I've got to do something here. Wait a minute. I've got to get my act together. VGAC. Pardon me. Okay, the stock is 1502. I also want to let you know that there are Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corp, VG Acquisition Corp warrants out there. They trade like options. Those are also out there. I would not recommend you touch those with a 10-foot cattle prod. I will never promote warrants on Spacs. I will just talk about the stock, and I will highly encourage you to only buy the stock and sit on the stock, because there's no deadline for you to do anything. With warrants, you've got deadlines, you've got premiums, you've got expiry, you've got uncertainty. Stay the heck away. Don't gamble on warrants. Excuse me. 1501 on Virgin VGAC, Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corp, VG Acquisition. GameStop 74.31, near the low of the day, on 13.4 million. No volume to get excited about. Really no volume. Thank you for 2,600 thumbs ups. They keep coming. You guys keep blowing me away by doing this. Thank you for doing these thumbs ups for me. It really helps the show and the channel. All righty. Let's see. I'm on Troll Patrol. Does anyone know what he's talking about, says Trev. Does anyone know? Well, I hope so. These guys suck, says Alan Bailey. Well, Alan, you know, we'll see you around. Let's see. Who else is here? I think you missed my paid question, says J Hubs. J Hubs. Let me take a look, J Hubs. See if I can find your question for you. Bear with me, folks, as I take a look here at supers, and let's see if I can find J Hubs. J Hubs. Let me take a look, J Hubs. I have a lot of comments came in today, a lot of donations. Thank you, everybody. I have not been able to read them all today. As you know, they pass by sometimes. J Hubs, limit orders seem like the way to go because you can call the shots. At what time does a market order benefit you? Jay, thank you for your $5 donation. Buddy, when does a market order benefit you? When markets are really rolling and you just want to get into a rolling situation, you might have to bite the bullet and pay to get in on a market. When a stock is really running up and you're in the last 2 minutes of the day and you want to get out, you might have to put in a market order, bite your tongue and sell. But if you can avoid market orders, you might be better off because of it. And thank you, buddy, for your comment and donation today. I very much appreciate it. I see donations today from Roger Wilco, increasing my AMC holders to 300 shares. Don't have any more invested than this. I can afford to lose. Diamond Hands, thanks for everything. Thank you, Roger Wilco, for your donation. And Nick Conan, Wall Street bets shredded, was taken over last night. They removed the moderators. Tristan, thank you for your $5 donation. Matt, since it's early and nothing is crazy yet, any inputs on Dodge? I'm not going to promote it. I don't know anything about it. It's a crypto thing, and I'm avoiding it. Tristan, thank you for your donation. How does the pre and after market work? Why have 9:30 to 4 o'clock time if traders still trade before it opens and after it closes? Yeah, Bruce. Pre-market and after markets started about 5, 10, 12 years ago. It gives hedge fund managers and regular investors who have access to these brokerage firms access to being able to trade stocks on aftermarket news, pre-market activity. The problem with pre-market and post-market is that the volumes are much lower and the spreads can be much higher, and it can be a very dangerous market to play because you think you're buying it at one price and you're paying $1.50 more by the time you get it on a market order, and the same thing on a market sell, you get blown out at $1 or less than you wanted. You got to be careful with pre and post-market trading. For those of us on the outside looking in, we can see what some of the street is thinking, what the momentum looks like, and what the street kind of likes or doesn't like about an announcement or an earnings call, earnings report, a merger like today's Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corp merger of 23andMe. The SPAC was up in price on the pre-market. It was up to $18 on the pre-market. It's now sitting at 15 on a share. That's why I avoid the pre-markets to move into them. I would not be a buyer and seller on pre-markets or post-markets, but on the exchange, on the days it's up $1.50, you got an indication that it was going to go up. And so here it is at 15.02. Not a bad deal. Chris Cannon, Good morning, Bruce. Looking forward to spending the day with you. Thank you, Chris, for your donation. Durian, 2 tickers, VGAC and VGAC units. Which one's right? The VGAC.U, I believe, included the warrant, I think, where the VGAC is the stock only. Just buy the stock only is my recommendation. VGAC. Hudson, thank you for your donation. Hey, Bruce, thanks for all the hard work. What's your opinion on CLOV, Clover Health Investments? Hindenburg put them on their short list. Buy or no? Hudson, I honestly don't know anything about them. I can't help you. I want to thank you for the donation, but I can't tell you anything on that stock right now. Patrick, trolls come with increased success. Doing great, Uncle Bruce. Way to go. Bailey, thank you for teaching me so much in the last 2 days. You're great, Uncle Bruce. Thank you. Alex, thank you for the donation. I see L2 sell orders in over hundreds. We did that a couple of hours ago. Thank you, Alex, for your donation. Flatland, hate to admit defeat on GameStop. Flatland, thank you for the donation. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Harry, Root, what's happening right now is actually short escalator Omega Flow. We talked about that. Alexandru, thank you for your donation. Keep up the good work. A personal, though, as long as you don't sell, you're not at a loss. If you're at 80%, why risk going higher, not going higher? Vincent, hi, Bruce. Good morning. What is a limit order? We talked about that. Symphony in C. Bruce, I'm interested in investing in safer stocks. Is there a difference between mutual and index funds? Which would you recommend for someone young? I would recommend an ETF. If you're going to get into some kind of a fund, I would look at an exchange-traded fund. You can get into exchange-traded index funds, which cover the indexes if you like, or you can buy an index fund or an ETF in a technology area or medical area. You can buy several of them if you have an account with Fidelity or with Robinhood or with a number. Some of these will allow you to buy ETFs, some will not. But you can buy $100 of this ETF every month, $100 a month of this ETF every month, and just average in. Just average in. Long-term investor, grow your wealth. Eventually, you could have 4 or 5 ETFs covering a various range of market areas, and diversify that way. Pete, I'm rich. Here's $2. Thanks, Pete. Brian Kennelly. Hi, Bruce. How can I go about getting the needed paperwork to have you be my adoptive uncle? Maybe if even dad, or if you're up to it, get back to me. My number is... Thanks, Brian. No, I have a daughter and she's got a rich boyfriend, and that's it. That's as far as I'm going. Jordan, thank you. Sent a donation to PayPal with some questions. Love the stream. Thank you for the heads up. I'll keep an eye on that. Hipperdonkey, I think we talked about this option chain open interest on calls at 80. We talked about that. Andrew Hill, so with a limit order, you won't pay more, but you never get right. Exactly. We talked about that. Thank you. Fargan, we talked about that. Jack Laffey, hi, Bruce. I'm quite stupid, and I spent like all of my savings on a buy and a 302 average. What is your recommendation for how to come back from this? Sit tight. Don't move anywhere. Just sit tight. Wait for now. Just wait. No need to make a move this second. Just sit around. Let the corporate story take it on. Tolerate these flows. Just don't go anywhere. Jack, hey, Bruce, I'm quite stupid. I spent all my money. Okay, Maxwell, retiring before 55. Taxable account? Talk to a financial advisor. You got to get some professional help there. That's not me. Anthony, can you comment on the short ladder? Did that. Clement, what's something invaluable, something else taught you in your career as a stockbroker? Buy low, sell high. Don't get caught in the emotions. Learn to moderate yourself if at all possible. That's the big advice. Gabriel, thank you. Hi, Bruce. Quick question. Hopefully you can get a detailed answer. In what kind of a situation is what type of investor gets hurt by gamma squeeze? They don't unless they let themselves get hurt. If you're a long-term investor, you don't care about gamma squeezes. You just sit and wait for your ship to come in. If you like the corporate story, stay long and sit tight and don't do anything. Jay Hubs, I think I answered your question. Andrew Sanderson, thank you. Jack Curtin, Google, buffer, overflow, hold, GameStop, AMC, ignore the bots. Love the content, Bruce. I'll be holding with you till the real squeeze. Van, you need moderators. Russell, happy for your channel growth. Bruce to the moon. Andrew, I got 30 shares. I'm going to average down. We talked about that. AB, listening in on the commute. Gold Voice, do a pod. Thank you, AB. I looked into podcasting. I don't think I'm going to go to podcasting. I looked into it, and I haven't got enough help. I haven't got enough brain cells. I don't have enough energy to add more to the 2 YouTube channels I'm handling now. I need to create a Facebook group page for Stock Markets with Bruce. I am so tired. At the end of the day, I have no energy to do it. It will be done. I'll let you know. It'll happen. But you got to be patient with me, people. I don't have a staff with me to run this thing. We're getting smarter every day, better every day. But I'm excited. Gabriel, hi, Bruce. Can you give a detailed explanation of who gets searched? No, I did that. Jason, Cassava Science was about 20 for months. Now it's moving up past 120. What are your thoughts? Don't know, my friend. Simon, hi, Bruce. Can you explain what hedge funds would be doing behind closed doors? Talked about that. All weed, no money. We talked about that. Kobe, thank you for your donation. Could options be expiring? Help the market? We don't know. Jimmy's Tupper, thank you. Clint, any thoughts on ARM? Don't know. Jimmy's... we did that message. Adam just bought GameStop on this dip. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Matt, we talked to you and did your comment. I cast diamonds from down from under pressure. Melissa and B and Baby Justice, thank you for your donation. If 1,000 at 150, I sell 300. Do I lose money if I don't sell the full position? If I have 1,000 in at $150 and I sell $300 worth, do I lose money if I don't sell the full position? Well, whatever your position is, if you paid $150, you're worth $71.96. You're worth about half now. So your $1,000 is worth $500. If you're selling $300, you have $200 of stock left, but you have much less than half of your position left than you started with. If that makes sense. That's where I'm sitting. Your account is probably worth less than 500 right now. If you're selling 300 out, you'll have $100 and something left of stock. Am I reading that right? Hard rock on this dip. Thank you, Paramath. Matt, thank you for this donation. If I buy that's today, will I end up with the yes, you'll end up with the me stock after Virgil. Ryan, does it turn into me when we buy now? Yes. Ozeki, Bruce, love the content. I've learned a ton as legalization that we talked about that. Antoinette, good morning. Thank you, Bruce. Just bought 50 shares of VGAC. Do you have any more recommendations? I love your channel. I'm recommending you. I will keep you posted on more down the line. YouTube Lotto, we talked about that. Parth, PSA, I just bought 15,000 GameStop on TD. TD is not allowing you to sell any puts or calls at the moment. They gave the same excuses yesterday. Hard to borrow. You are long. You should be able to write a contract on a long position. You should be able to. I would be contacting them on that. Elra is enjoying that English muffin. Brandon bought 100 VG. If it turns out well, I'll donate more. Thank you. Parth, PSA, I bought that GameStop. Way to go. US man. Virgin will have 950 market cap. They will have 950 cash, then the current market rate goes to 3-5-fold. Again, I think that it'll be a winner when the merger is done. They'll be well funded. Pony Giggles, Bruce, what's the difference between Virgin Galactic acquisition versus the units? The units have the warrants. Brand new Canadian investors in TD Canadian TFSA right now. What does it mean to write an option? Would that show up automatically as ME? It'll show up automatically as ME. Just buy the stock. VGAC, I would recommend. Don't buy the units. Just get the stock. And there will be options on that position eventually as well. I answered and went through all the donations for this morning so far. More donations have come in since I've been here yapping away. Thank you for those of you who are doing those. Thank you. Let me catch up to the comments coming through here, and hopefully we are out of scumbags. We've hopefully got rid of some of these yahoos. Most of them, I hope. I don't know. Thank you everybody for being here. Desperately trying to catch up on these comments. I can't catch up on them. There is a donation here, Megan. Megan Haggard, we are infinite. Megan, thank you. That is phenomenal. That's a $420.69 donation. You're a hot bot. Someone's saying, light it up. She's saying, poop on the moon. Prepare yourself. Let's see it. Get high. Megan is a generous bot. Thank you, Megan, for this donation. That is pretty cool. That is really, really great. Thank you. Megan is saying, Mario, thank you, Megan, very much. I appreciate you being here. She's saying, I love you, Bradley. Thank you. That's awesome. All we know money donation of $2.99. Thank you for that earlier. Again, everybody, as I say, some of these donations are pretty stunning, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. She's saying, "I love you, Sharky. I love you all. Thank you, Megan, very much. That is great. That is awesome. Cool beans. I'm having a good day. There you go. GameStop, $70.50 is the last trade on the stock. I've tried to keep up with all your comments and your donations. If I've missed any, I apologize. Virgin Galactic acquisition, $14.92 now. Volume 22 million apparently. Is that right? 22 million. GameStop, 71.21, low of 70.08. Volume 16.5 million. Alrighty. And let's see here. Still not seeing any announcements that really have anything to do with the company on GameStop. Looking for press releases, other news. See what's going on here. Nothing on GameStop announcements. So 70.50 is where it's trading, figuring itself out, I guess. Donation of $5 from Parth. Again, nope, I double and triple checked multiple expiration dates. You are not able to write any calls or puts at the moment. This is really wacky. Keep an eye on this hour by hour as the day goes by. That might be lifted sooner rather than later, and then you can write on your position and take advantage of premiums. So you might have to go through this next cycle, which is tomorrow, because today is Thursday. I keep forgetting what date it is. Keep an eye on it and watch on Monday, but you will be able to write contracts, I'm sure, with these accounts. I'm not sure what's going on. CP says, "Hi, Bruce, 10 shares of GameStop, average cost 200. No plans to sell, but should I buy a few more to get average cost down before settling down for a long haul?" Yes, if you can afford it, yes, but at what price? Right now, 71. Obviously, you bought 10 at 200. That's a $2,000 investment. If you're making a $2,000 investment now, that will bring you 28, not quite 30 more, would give you 40 shares. If they go lower, you can buy more shares, and then that cost will be lower. But if you did put in another $2,000, your average cost will drop dramatically. And if you're a long-termer, you're a long-termer, and see where you're at. Absolutely. Again, if you're a long-term investor and you can buy cash and you can wait this out, let the corporate game happen. I like the future of the company. When, what day, what week, what month would you benefit on an up profit? I don't know. We're back to more normal now than before. The shares are still, though, trying to settle in to find a new home, and we're at $71. That's what it is. Like it or hate it, that's where it is. And we're following it as best we can. Thank you, all of you, for following me. Those of you who've been subscribing to Traveling with Bruce, thank you and welcome aboard. The #1 video on that channel is my Cayman Island video, moving to the Cayman Islands. If you've ever wondered what it's like to live in the Cayman Islands from someone who did it, I have a video on Traveling with Bruce that yesterday evening was my #1 video. I made that video in 2018. It's a timeless video because I lived there in 1999, 1998, 99. As when my family and I, with my wife and daughter, I lived there. My Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife and my Jennifer Aniston lookalike daughter. We lived there for a couple of years, and I gave thoughts on what it was like to live in the Cayman Islands in a video, and it's done thousands and thousands and thousands of views. But it was my #1 performer last night. It was like 130 views an hour, which just blows me away. Thank you for subscribing to that channel. Thank you for giving that video thumbs ups and any of my other videos on Traveling with Bruce thumbs ups. And if any of you want to join me live tomorrow on that channel in my group, I have a sponsor member group for Traveling with Bruce. You can join the group there. It's a $9.99 a month commitment, and you can join me twice a week live for just sponsor members. There are a good group of folks that join me every week. Fridays, this Friday, it'll probably be 7 o'clock Eastern to Friday night. But usually it's 3 in the afternoon on Fridays. Mondays, I go live for sponsor members, 7 o'clock Eastern time. 1 hour show for Mondays, and an hour plus or minus on Fridays. And I'm also known to bring up trivia questions on Fridays. and we just hang out and relax and shoot the breeze. You can ask me anything you want. You can talk to me about stocks. You can talk to me about travel. You can talk to me about whatever you like. Become a sponsor member of Traveling with Bruce if you wish. And that's the PSA for TWB, Traveling with Bruce. Thank you for this donation. You are my boy, Bruce. Will Farrell. No, seriously, I'm down on GameStop, but it's money I'm prepared to lose. Thank you for helping to reduce some of the stress of the dips. Enjoy your Tesla. Thank you for this donation, buddy. Appreciate it. It is Wanted American. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. And into the fund it goes. Connor King still holding 300 at 42 is my cost. I was long before the squeeze. I'll be long till Ryan Cohen drags the ticker up to 300 again, naturally on corporate developments. Well done, a good strategy. That's the way you want to go, I think. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for that donation, and all of you making donations. You guys are awesome. Brian, why don't the shorts close their positions now when the price is pressed so low for whatever reason? What's up with the hedges escalator? The simple answer is, if a short seller shorted the stock at $110 a share and it's now $671, why don't they buy it back? Various reasons, but it comes down to one reason. They're greedy. They're greedy. They think it'll go lower. They just think it's going to go lower. They are in no hurry. They don't see any threat to their short position right now, this moment in time. Are they right? I don't know. Are they wrong? I don't know. Time will tell, but that's the future, McFly. The future. 71.41. It's the price of the stock. Is this as low as it'll ever get? I don't know. The volume is telling me that 17 million traded. There is no panic to get out, but there's no panic to get in because it's down on the day. That's the fact. We can't avoid the fact. It's down $20 today. Should it be down $20 today? Maybe. Should it go back to 90? Maybe. Should it go to 50? Maybe. Shorters are human beings. Long holders are human beings. And there are hedge funds that might buy into this, might not for a while. There's day trading going on here. There's day trading going on as well. This stock hasn't gone just straight down. It has been flickering along, but on a down slide. How low? How far? When is the bottom? Is there going to be a $40 upswing in like 2 hours because a whole buy wave comes in and just creates a tsunami of buying and creates panic on the sell side for an hour, and we get a 1 hour short squeeze and it runs up to 112? I don't know if that'll happen or not. It could. Anything is possible. You folks have seen it yourself. It went from 18 to 40 to 60 to 80 to 140 to 400. It can do anything. It's a question of just the liquidity factor, the law of supply and demand at any moment in time. That's what the stock market is. And there's nothing more detailed about it. It's a simple reaction to can you handle the stress of being a long holder? Can you handle the action of being a shorter right now? Can you handle, waiting it out? You just can't handle it? Back and forth. You have to decide for yourselves what to do. The simplest way and the most secure way to buy this, if you're going to own it, pay cash and fold your arms and watch the show. Either watch me yap all day long if you want, or just watch CNBC all day and just follow Wall Street Bets and follow the story. You're in, you're out, you're not. You get in, you get out, you get back in again. You can do it any way you like. I hope the brokers let you do it any way you want. This option writing suspension, that's troubling to me. But I think there's a lot of sorting out going on with market makers in Chicago with GameStop, but that will be rectified soon, and there'll be option trading again on GameStop. Believe you me. Virgin Galactic Acquisition Group, VGAC, the stock I started talking about today, it's up $1.26 at $14.73. If you bought at 15, don't worry about it. If you're buying now, way to go. If you want to wait for it to maybe go lower, maybe go higher, it's all about your tolerance level and your patience level. It might go lower today and you might get in at a lower price. But I like this story. It's going to merge with 23andMe. It's going to be a $3.5 billion combined company. 81% of the company will be 23andMe shareholders. And there are some serious, big, deep, pocketed backers of 23andMe. And I don't think 1477 is going to be around for long. Once that deal is finished, logistically finished, it's going to take 60 to 90 days. So you've got time, maybe. Today, it's at 1475, and I like it. I do like it. All right, 70 on GameStop. Someone said 68 now. Like I said, it will jump around. There it is, 68.08. There might be shorters attacking it to try to get it down, to panic out holders. That could be going on. There's all kinds of strategies going on. We've been talking about this now for days. We're going to watch this. Durian, thank you. Am I reading this wrong? The deal puts 23andMe at $3.5 billion, and they'd have $900 million in cash. That's 3-to-1 cash ratio. Yes, cash ratio. Thanks, Bruce. Yes, it's a great, great deal. It's a fantastic deal you want to be a shareholder of. I think so. And at 1480, I don't think that price is going to be around in 6 months. I think 1480, 6 months from now, you're going to go, I should have bought that. Dang it. I should have bought that thing. Why didn't I listen to that guy? Again, this is my personal opinion. I am not telling you you must do this. My opinion is I like it. But it's my opinion. I don't own any. I won't own any. I have a YouTube channel that just talks the stocks and explains what's going on in street lingo. And in street lingo, this deal will be a $3.5 billion corporation upon the final merger in, and it'll be well cash funded, and they will have access to all the billions they need if they need more. Trust me on that. There are backers to this deal to the nth degree. So believe me or not, up to you. Okay. GameStop, I like the corporate story on GameStop. 6 months out, a year out, 2 years out. I like what they want to do with the company. I don't like what's happening to the stock. Of course, it's going down, but I respect what's happening with the stock. There's more sellers than buyers right now, and it went from $20 to $400, and it's getting washed out. But there will be a point in time, believe me, there will be a point in time where there may be a new bottom. But I don't know where that is. Is it here? It wasn't at 71. It wasn't at 70. Was it at $67? It's 68.01. I don't know. You have to decide for yourselves your tolerance and your how long you'll stick around. Okay, on that stock. That's the way it's going. Guys, thank you all of you for making these donations. Thank you for following me here, staying on top of the markets with me. I'm going to be on for another about 45 minutes, and then I'm going to take a break for a few hours, and then I will come back on later today. I haven't figured out exactly what time, but I will probably be here before the close, and maybe an hour before the close or so, and go through the close with you. I'm not going to do an 8-hour marathon today. There's only so much this guy can take. But I really appreciate all of you who've been with me this last week with 7-8 hours a day, every day. It's unbelievable. Andy McGill, way to go. I just bought 1,000 pounds on VGAC. Put it away, buddy. Buy it and stay with it. David, what's the 23andMe story? Watch the rerun of this show. After I get off the air, you'll see it all there. I've talked all about it a couple of times today. And I like the story. I really like the story. I like this deal. Mogsy, well, I'm starting to feel stupid holding. Might as well go down with the ship now. Like I said, if you like the corporate story of GameStop, sit tight. If you expect it to go to $1,000 a share tomorrow, I don't like your chances. A year from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, 2 months from now, this company will be quite different. There are financials coming from GameStop. There will be more corporate news coming from GameStop. And I like the news that they did yesterday about hiring people away from Amazon to join GameStop to take the company to the e-commerce side. I like that story. The street kind of knows, but kind of doesn't know, and certainly doesn't appreciate what the potential for GameStop actually is, because they cannot get it out of their heads that they're just a brick and mortar company. They can't get over it. They've got to get this through their heads that they were a brick and mortar company. They're transitioning to an e-commerce company. It'll trade at a much higher multiple. It'll trade on sales multiples, not necessarily net earnings multiples. The stock is going a lot higher eventually when the realization is made, but it hasn't been done. Pony Giggles, where do you check for company updates in the AM? Well, I was watching CNBC this morning. I was on Wall Street Journal. I'm watching Market Watch. I'm doing Google searches. I'm all over the place. I'm just all over. I'm just gathering in what's going on and figuring out, I think my followers should know this. I think they should know this. I think they should know about this. And I write little notes down, and then I regurgitate it here and let you in on what's happening. In the first half an hour to an hour of my live show, I'll bring out all kinds of news on what's happening. And once I close the show down, I'll be off the air in about 40 odd minutes from now. You can watch the rerun if you like and see what you think. And then this afternoon, I'll be back on for a couple hours again, running through the close of the day and a little bit of aftermarket activity. And I'll keep you posted on what's been happening all day long, resting my voice and just kind of relaxing a little bit and gaining more strength, because it is pretty difficult to go 8 hours straight without a co-host and without breaks and all of that kind of stuff. I will be following more stocks going forward, more opportunities that I like. I'll let you in on them. I'll tell you what I think. But again, I will reiterate for the millionth time, and I always say this, I don't own any shares in any company. I don't own any options. I don't have any investments. I don't own mutual funds, no ETFs. I have no investments. The only thing I own is this channel and my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, this one right here. And I follow, I get paid by donations from you guys, like this one right here, and from this donator right here. Peter, thank you. Love the channel, learn a lot from you. Your time and effort for these live streams is greatly appreciated. This is my living right here. And I thank you, all of you, for being here and following me. I don't appreciate the you know what's, but what are you going to do? I'm trying to eliminate them as best I can. I will keep making updates from time to time on what's going on. GameStop right now, 65.86, near the low of the day. 67 wasn't the low. 65 something is the low for now, but will it go lower? It could. We'll see. Hang in there. If you're going to hold it long term, I like the corporate story on GameStop. Like this story on VGAC, Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corp, merging with Me23andMe. They are becoming the 23andMe company, and the stock symbol will be ME. But right now, the stock symbol for Virgin Galactic, VGAC, $14.63 a share. I like that deal. $900+ million merger when it's all said and done. I think there will be some real upside there over the next year or so and beyond. I like the depth of that deal. Anyway, that's what's going on. And the market today, the Dow is up 284. Good. S&P up 24 and NASDAQ up 63. All good stuff. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to take a quick peek here at my mail for any donations to PayPal. Some of you making donations to me on my PayPal account, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you, Esperanza, for your donation. Thank you to Jordan Pallant for your donation. Jordan, 2 questions from what I read. Short laddering isn't actually a practice. It seems to be that in essence, sell outweighing buy orders. Is that, in your opinion, due to trade restrictions on retail? Secondly, are we effectively now playing a waiting game until the short data is released on the 9th? This will either reinforce the initial theory or tank the price. You will constantly get updates on short positions. We'll get another report by the 9th of February on where it was a few days ago at the end of January. There's still a significant short position on GameStop. There will likely always be one for a while. And it may or may not have an impact on the trading price of the shares when that report comes out. It might be an hour reaction. It might be a 3-day reaction. It might be no reaction whatsoever. I can't guarantee any of that. I can't figure that one out with you. We'll just wait and see what happens. But again, we will follow it. I will stay on it with you. There's no stopping this train on GameStop. I am going to be following a long time. I like the GameStop corporate story, and I am a fan of the company. I think they're going the right direction. But I know that there are analysts on Wall Street out there who are not a fan of the company. They are not buying into what the company wants to do. It's the way it is. You have to just live with that, because that's the way the market works. 68.85 on the stock. It bottomed out at 65.10 from what I can tell. Is that the bottom? I don't know, but that's what the latest bottom has been for the stock, and we're now at 68.81. Will it bounce to 90 again? Could. Will it? Don't know. Will it reach 70 and reach resistance and go back? I don't know. It's 68.30 right now, 67.69 right now, volume 22 million. I really believe that the stock is just getting cleaned out. The loose hands are getting out. The so-called diamond hands weren't diamond hands after all. There's repositioning. There are people buying this stuff. There are people buying GameStop at 65, 66, 67. It's now 68.86. Every seller has a buyer. Every seller has a buyer. That's where we're at right now. Where do we end up? I don't know. Flipping Birdies, what are your thoughts on PNIS? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Flipping Birdies, I don't know anything about this company. I have no time right now to investigate. I'm a little busy on a live show. I will comment on what I know. I will comment on what I find fascinating, what I find interesting. Certainly, I will comment on what I can that's dominating the news, but I'm not necessarily able to comment on your personal favorites that you're being promoted into or that you found. But sometimes we merge. Sometimes it happens. And if things calm down, I'll have more time to look into more scenarios. But I will keep bringing what I find on research forward to you and try to explain it to you in a plain English kind of way. And hopefully it works out for all of you. And we'll keep going. All right. Thank you for all of you for being here. We're going to be on the air another 36 minutes, and I'm going to shut this show down and rest my tongue. It's swollen today. I'm kind of biting my tongue here, literally, as I'm talking to you. It's been quite hectic here. Physically, I can only take so much, and I got to get a rest. I got a bagel here. I want to eat it, and I don't want to eat it on the air. Craig, hey, Bruce, what do you think about New York Stock Exchange putting GameStop on short sale restriction yesterday, and the price stayed the same? But today the price dropped, but volume is much lower than even yesterday. Again, these are temporary measures that the exchange will enact to protect against abuse of the stock by short sellers. But eventually the restrictions get lifted and the stock gets back, opens up. Hedge funds who are shorters are up against hedge funds that go long, and that game is continuing. Hedge fund long buyers are backing up going, we'll see how low they want to sell it to us. We'll buy it, but we'll back up. Eventually the short sellers will go, it's come down a lot. Maybe it might not come down much more from here. Maybe I'll stop shorting here and I'll start buying now. And when those long buyers who are long at 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, all these long buyers see the shorts starting to buy to cover to try to make a profit, if they smell that, they'll start outbidding the short buyers and we'll have a squeeze. But the squeeze might only go to 80. It might only go to 90. It might only go to 100. It might only go to 75 and come back. I don't know. But there are mini squeezes, mega squeezes, and everything in between all day, every day, all week, everywhere. And we'll see. Right now, 65.96 on my phone, down $26. The low, 65.10 on GameStop. Is this the low of the day? Is this it? 65-ish? Is that it? Might be. Yesterday it was 85. The day before it was 90 something, or 74 a few days ago was the low of the day. There's always a low of the day, but I don't know if the low of the day is in the middle of the day, the beginning of the day, or at the end of the day. There's always a high of the day. Is it the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, or the end of the day? Changes every time. You never, ever know. It's a law of supply and demand. More buyers and sellers, it goes up. More sellers and buyers, it goes down. Today, more sellers than buyers, it's down. Is this the low? Is this where the buyers come in and pick up cheap stock because they perceive it can go back to 85, 90 this afternoon, tomorrow morning on the opening, 115 next week? If it goes to 130, you double your money. But will it? I don't know. That's why we're following it. That's why we're here. We're following the markets and we're watching what they're going to do. All right, folks. Some are convinced it's over. Some are convinced that, oh yeah, this could be volatile. There's day trading going on everywhere here. Everywhere on this thing. There you go. All right. Kulani, if the short interest is over 100%, then you are guaranteed to win, but probably aren't. Again, a short squeeze can go from 66 to 90. And then the short squeeze is over. But anyone who bought at 240 last week is a loser. This can happen too. Markets are, moving beasts. They're constantly adjusting in price, and sometimes they make no sense, and sometimes they make very much sense. Virgin Galactic acquisition, $14.51 a share. VGAC is the symbol. They are merging with this company right here. The Richard Branson Spac, Virgin acquisition, is merging with this company right here, 23andMe. There's the logo with me behind it. This is the person who founded the company with other investors. This is Anne Wojcicki. She was married to the co-founder of Google. And in 2006, she created with other investors this 23andMe company that offers home kits where you can test your ancestry, you can test your DNA, you can check your cell makeup and all kinds of medical stuff. They are expanding into all kinds of things. The two companies will become one, and Virgin Galactic raised $500 million. These guys are going to merge and be one company in the second quarter of this year, called 23andMe. Stock symbol will be ME, but today the stock symbol is VGAC, Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corporation, because the SPAC is going to merge with the private company. The private company will take it over because it's bigger and more valuable. Even though the SPAC has $500 million cash in it, the private company is coming in, taking over, and it'll own 81% of the whole public company. The SPAC investors will own 19% of the whole public company. And there is another $250 million of institutional money coming in from the Wall Street gang into the merged companies. And the merged company will then have over $900 to $950 million in cash. And it's worth $3.5 billion when the merger is complete. So the cash value of the company is a third. A third of the company is cash. That's very good for a brand new listed stock. I've been recommending that you take a look at VGAC. I like it. If you buy it, hold it for a while, about a year or so, 6 months or so. I think you're going to like what happens. I like the deal. I don't own any. I won't own any. I'm here on the channel. I will win if you win, because of how generous you guys are. So way to go. Buy $100 worth, buy $1,000 worth, buy 10 grand. I don't care. Whatever you want, but don't buy it for a day flip. I'm not here to recommend day flips. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll be off the air in 30 minutes. I'm going to take a break in 30 minutes and be back later in the day. I will reload a new show after I get off the air, and you can then get ready to watch me again as we get ready for the bells later today. GameStop beats. Hi, Bruce. Why do they suspend trading when the price is rising quickly, but not when it drops quickly? They do that. They do that, actually. If a stock is dropping very dramatically with heavy volume and no bids, the market maker, the specialist will halt stock trading, allow the 1 minute, 5 minute 10-minute rule to come in, allow buying and selling to kind of equal out, let it trade again. And if it goes down dramatically, they'll halt it again, and then they'll do it again. They do it on the way up. They do it on the way back, sometimes not to your liking. That's the problem. It's not fast enough for some of us, depending on what position we're in on a stock position. The overall stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial, the New York Stock Exchange, for example, they have what are called circuit breakers in place to guard against massive drops on the market. So if a major event happens, a terrorist attack happens in Wall Street or something like that, a jet flies into a building, for example, the market will drop suddenly. Thus, the New York Stock Exchange will halt trading for 15 minutes on a circuit breaker. It's about a 7% drop or a 2%. I can't remember the percentage point, but there's a certain percentage point or so many points. Circuit breakers come in. They stop all trading on all stock. NASDAQ will follow suit, along with other markets. The circuit breaker will be allowed to come and go. The stock market will reopen with a warning from the market that we're opening in 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Stock trades. And if the market drops again, they'll put in another circuit breaker. Stop all trading. Allow buyers and sellers to realign their orders, and then after 15 more minutes, they'll allow it again. The same thing can happen on the upside, I believe, for the overall market to give fairness to all. This was enacted, I know, after 9/11, but I think it was enacted after 1987, because as a broker in 1987, we had one day where the Dow dropped 22% in one day in 1987. It was a bloodbath of bloodbaths. We couldn't even get accurate quotes. Our quote machines were showing, like IBM, showing it at 60 to 61. The market was 40 to 42. We put in a buy order to buy 100 at market, and we think we're buying it at 62 because it was at 82 yesterday. And we get a fill, you got it at 43. I'm going, well, I didn't see that price. I haven't seen, when did it trade at that price? People were trying to get out at 62, putting in market orders instead of limit orders. I want out at market, and they were getting fills. You're out at 39.50. I'm going, what? It was $62 on the quote machine. Every stock across the board, we couldn't rely on the quote machines. Our floor traders were acting as quote machines, and they were overflowing with orders. They couldn't even do that. They would bring in extra assistants down to the floor to watch the markets and yell the prices back to the desk traders, who were yelling to the office, here are the top top traded stocks of this office. This is what they're trading at according to the floor trader right now. Don't pay attention to your quote machine. Absolute mayhem all day long. The Dow dropped 22% in one day. Well, that's like the Dow today going from 30,900 down by 6,300 points to 24,000 in one day. It's never happened again in percentage terms like that. After that, the New York Stock Exchange got together with their members and associates, the SEC and everybody else, and they figured out we've got to learn to put in circuit breakers. We have to protect innocent investors from a free fall market that is not their fault, and we have to give buyer and seller time to meet somewhere in a trade. And so circuit breakers were introduced for the overall markets, and they've been perfected since 9/11, and they're constantly adjusted, and they're extremely sophisticated. We had a flash crash a couple of years ago. That's been eliminated now. You can't have flash crashes anymore. And so the markets are a lot more stable-ish looking. Anyway, but on individual stocks, it doesn't work that way necessarily to people's liking. GameStop, low trade today, 62.02. Right now, 64.41 on GameStop. Volume is 26 million shares of trading. The volume might pick up now because more and more buyers are going to come in to speculate on a possible bottom for today, maybe for the rest of this week. Sellers are still selling. Shorters might still be shorting. Shorters might stop shorting. They might become buyers themselves, and there might be a bounce back. I don't know if that'll happen. The stock is now $65 a share. The low, 62.05. We're going to see wider jumps now. We're going to see it goes from 62 to 66, or it'll go from 61 to 68. It might go 58 to 68. I'm not saying it will, but it could. I'm beginning to see wider swings between low hits and bounce backs. Lower hit, bigger bounce back. I'm beginning to see that. But at the moment, 66.32 is where I'm seeing the shares on the day. 66.50, low of 62.05. So it's bounced $4 on the bounce, but it's only at 66.50. It's not back to where it came from this morning. High of the day, 91.50 was the high. That was the opening. That's where it was. It was there all overnight, more or less. And on the open market, 65.72 right now is where the shares are trading. And that is what it's about. That's how the market works, kids. Nothing I can do about it. I can only comment and keep you posted on where it's at and what's happening with it. The Dow up 274. S&P up 26. NASDAQ up 81. GameStop now 66.10. And Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corp, VGAC, the company I talked about today, at 14.69, up 122. Wouldn't surprise me. These shares trade between $13.50 and $15 all day, but it might not. So far, the low of the day on Virgin Galactic Acquisition Holdings, 14.25. It's at 14.71 now. Volume 24 million. Very good turnover. But that company is all cash. That's all they've got is cash. And they're going to merge with 23andMe. And that's a $3.5 billion combined company when it's all done. And the combined company, the day they merge and start trading as ME, which these shares will turn into ME shares, that company will have 950 million cash in the bank the day they trade as ME. You can get in now before they become 23andMe as a merged corporation. You can buy the VGAC shares at 14.67 and sit tight and allow the company to do the merger and then decide for yourselves, are you happy with where it's going? Because I don't think $14.67 is in the future of this merged company. I think it'll be much higher. This is not going to be one of those SPAC losers after the merger is completed. Nope. I like the potential of this stock. I like the potential of this new public company, 23andMe. I like it. $66 on GameStop. Right now, GameStop, $66. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm off the air in 20 minutes. I'm going to take a break for a few hours and then come back for the close. And again, all of you for being here, I thank you for being here and following me and the questions you're giving me. Again, I'm doing best I can to eliminate these trolls. They're everywhere. What can I say? We're trying to find them and eliminate them. I will continue to make adjustments to my channel shortly here to try to eliminate more participation of trolls, but it's not easy. They're out there. But they go after successful channels, and I guess that's what we are. For my show today, thank you. 5,000 or so of you are here. 3,000 thumbs ups today. Thank you for those thumbs ups. Keep them coming. Really appreciate these thumbs ups. They really mean a lot to me. They really help my channel grow. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. The Stock Market with Bruce channel now has 47,868 subscribers. We're going to hit 48,000 today, I think. This is awesome stuff. Thank you for those of you making PayPal donations to my my PayPal account. Thank you all very much. Those have been very, very much appreciated. 3,100 thumbs ups now. Another 100 just came in. Thank you for those. Appreciate it. A GameStop 66.45 is the low. $60 and 62.05. Is that the low? Right now, that's what it looks like. But I don't know if there'll be another run on it or not. We'll keep following it. Again, thank you, Megan. Megan Haggard. Thank you, Megan, for your donation today on Super Chat. $420.69 donation to me today. That is phenomenal. Thank you very, very much for that donation. All of you making $2 donations, $10 donations, $5. You guys are awesome, man. This is phenomenal. Jennifer and I thank you all very, very, very much. GameStop 66.46, 19 minutes to go, and I'm going to get some rest. I've got to rest my tongue and throat today. A little swollen here, and I want to rest up. I want to do some more research for you. I want to bring you more information later today. I'll be back on probably about an hour before the close or so. We'll be here for the last hour and into the next hour after that for the aftermarket. We'll try to follow what's going on with a second live broadcast today. Keep an eye on my channel. Make sure to hit the bell notification icon if you're a subscriber. You'll get alerts every time I do a video. I did a video last night, late in the evening. Those of you who have the alerts going, you got the alert. Thank you for doing that, and I'm glad you enjoyed that video. I know a lot of you commented saying you really enjoyed that video I made last night. Massimo, thank you. What means the fusion if Sam holding on SPEC? What means the fusion? I don't know what that means. Massimo, I'm not sure what you're asking me. I'm doing all I can. Ethan, about 100 more, 65. You're at 67.49. You're up a couple of bucks. 62 was the low a few minutes ago, about 15 minutes ago. We're up a little bit from there. See what happens as the day goes on. People are buying the dip. What dip is the dip? The last dip? No one will ever know. Until after the fact will you ever know. There were people trying to buy the stock at $15, thinking it's at 16, it'll dip back to 15 and I'll get in, and it went to 420, and they missed the dip. So anything can happen. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. We'll follow this activity. We'll follow corporate developments from GameStop, as I always do and always will, and we'll see what's going on. All right. Some people don't like what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. I'm sorry. That's the way it goes. Alex, Ryan Cohen has massive amounts of shares. This is how much he believes in the future of the company. If you can afford it to hold, you will be rewarded. I have a short position that I'm holding long. Ryan Cohen had 76 million of his own money in the company, bought 13%. He's now on the board of directors. He brought 2 directors with him from Chewy on the board, and now he's stealing Chewy members and Amazon employees to join the company. There is only the beginning here on GameStop. There's a lot of stuff happening corporately at GameStop, and I think it's going to be a most interesting story to follow. We're now trading at $68 a share on GameStop, low of $62.05. Gained about $6 since the low of the day so far. That's almost 10% gain from the low. But it's down on the day, $23.91. So govern yourselves accordingly. Keeping a handle on it. Keep an eye on it. Follow it. See what you think. I cannot tell you what it'll do second to second, but it is bouncing a little bit right now on average. Do research on VGAC, please. That is an interesting company. There'll be a lot of news coming up on this stock, this merger, and that's why I mentioned it to you now. If you're going to get some, you may want to get some sooner rather than later, because I think once the street fully appreciates how cash rich this SPAC merger deal will be, 23andMe, I don't think the shares are going to be at $14 odd a share anymore. But that's my personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth. How much did they pay you today? I don't get paid by anybody to be here. I only generate earnings from ads on my shows, donations that viewers are kind enough to make to me. I am not long any positions. I don't own any stocks at all. I'm just here to break it down for you and try to bring it to you in a plain English kind of way. What's going on? If you buy VGAC stock now, you hold it, and the merger will be completed in the second quarter. Your shares will then be called 23andMe, and the symbol will be ME. You'll see it on your phones. You'll see it on your computers. Your portfolio will automatically do the adjustment for you, and you will then be 23andMe going forward. Okay? I like it. All right, there you go. Thank you, everybody. 15 more minutes, and I've got to shut this down today. I got to take a break. My throat is sore. My tongue is sore. I've been doing a lot of talking the last few days, and I want to try to get through it. Thank you again, Megan, for your donation of $420 today. That's pretty stunning. Thank you for the 3,200 thumbs ups, everybody. If you can throw a thumbs ups for this live show, please do. Please help me on that. That's beautiful. Promotes the show and channel. And make sure to join me later this afternoon when I get on live again about an hour before the close. And I will bring you up-to-date breaking news, whatever's going on at that time. I will let you in on what's going on. Fantastic that you've been with me now for over a week with this channel just exploding. I love it. I will be doing more videos going forward as well. So keep an eye open for videos from yours truly as we continue to grow the following of this channel. And as I say, I will be doing videos to update you guys what is going to be happening. Fantastic, everyone. Thank you for these comments, donations. Very much appreciated. There we go. I'm just adjusting my analytics over here, and we will stay on top of everything. There we go. Thank you, everybody. 17,000 of you have been watching the last hour of this show. I appreciate it. 47,868 subscribers. We're going for 48,000 subs today. 929 now. We're almost at 48,000. Thank you. 3,300 thumbs ups. Thank you. GameStop 64.58. Low of 62.05. Volume now on GameStop has been 29,100,000. The Virgin at Galactic acquisition stock has traded 25 million shares. It is coming up again. It was down to 1450. It's now 1487. It is running up as well. It will be covered by every news organization all day today going forward. That'll get a lot of exposure today. And you watching me early today, you were in on it a bit earlier. But again, the shares could fluctuate between, I think, $13.50 and $15, $16. But I could be wrong. The shares might get so much coverage later tonight that there might be a bit of a buy wave coming in on that stock by tomorrow. I don't know. It's traded 25 million. So those in the know are already in here. That's what's happening on Virgin Galactic. GameStop 64.90. Low of 62.05. That is where that is at. The Dow is up 265. S&P up 25. NASDAQ up 81. Everyone is loving that. On the big board, the Dow is getting closer to its all-time record high. Every couple hundred points adds to that. So we're keeping an eye on all of these different events at the same time. Thank you, Geo Designer. Love you so much, Bruce. Thank you for the stream. We'll stay still way sexier than Rukeyser. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What can I say? Appreciate the commentary, the good wishes, and thank you guys. What's going on? I wish you would explain naked shorts to these people. I can only say a naked short is when you are selling stock short that you can't borrow. This can happen when a broker says, you want to short 1,000 shares? Yeah, we'll lend you 1,000 shares. Go ahead and short 1,000. It'll cost you this much money though in interest. You go ahead and short the stock thinking you're covered. The broker was pretty sure they can cover your position within a day or two or three. They find out, oh my gosh, we're not able to cover shorts anymore because we were long stock in our house. We're now short stock in our firm. We've called the street to try to borrow stock. We can't borrow any from anybody. We got to call our clients and tell all of our short clients, you got to cover your short sale. We can't cover you anymore. We can't. Your borrowed stock is gone. Sorry. And whatever the stock is at, you got to buy it back. Are you in a win? Great. Are you break even? Great. You're in a lose? Too bad. You got to buy it back at a higher price. I can't help you. We can't borrow it right now. You buy it back now, and maybe you can short it again tomorrow or next week. We'll try to find more to lend you. But right now, you got to buy in because you were a naked short seller at this moment because we, the house, are naked. It's not your fault, but it's the way it is. That can happen to short sellers. There's a lot of risks for short sellers, not just the price going up. It's when you are forced to buy it back. That can or possibly be imposed on you. And that's not a good thing. Josh, there you go. I mentioned it. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. When do short sellers have to close their position? Short sellers have to close their position, Robert, when either the market, the broker makes them do it because they can't borrow anymore for them, or they close their position when they can't stand losing any more money. I mean, if you're shorting a GameStop at 62.05 this morning and it goes to 69 tonight, they might buy it back at 69 and lose $7 a share because they can't stand it anymore. Or they're just a day trader and they want to be flat overnight. They shorted wrong. It went up on them. They bought it back and lost some money. They'll come back tomorrow and try again. Maybe. That's when short sellers have to cover. Those are the two reasons. That's really the only two reasons. There's no clock saying at midnight Friday, you must cover your short position. There's none of that. None of that whatsoever. Shorting happens all the time on every stock, every day, every week, every month. It's always going around. It never stops. Okay? Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be off the air in about 8 minutes. Thank you for being here for this morning's show and telecast, watching me from the opening and the pre-opening. I'll be on again with about an hour to go later today. Keep an eye open for the notification of that show. I will set that up within about 10 minutes of getting off the air here. I will set up the next show later today. I'll be on the air from about an hour before the close to probably an hour after the show, after the close, for about a 2-hour recap of what happened today, where we're at, what's going on. In the meantime, $64.80 for GameStop, $14.92 for Virgin Galactic Acquisition Corp. That will become the 23andMe company. AMC at $7.67, down $1.30. Bed Bath & Beyond down $1.60 to $26.42. BlackBerry down 33 cents to $11.67. The market, the Dow is up 255. S&P 500 up 25. And NASDAQ up 88 points. Headlines: Schumer pushing Biden on cancellation of student debt. Democrats unveil antitrust bill that could upend the tech center. These are headlines coming out of Washington right now. They're always coming out. We'll keep an eye on those to see if it has an effect on the tech stocks or not. And we'll see where things go. We'll follow it and stay on top of it as best we can. As far as news press releases go, nothing new on GameStop from GameStop. They've not said anything today. They had their announcement yesterday. They are stealing staff from Amazon and from Chewy to get them to come over to Best Buy. Best Buy is going larger. Reddit says GameStop booster under regulatory scrutiny is the headline. That is whatever that is. I can't read more. Keith Gill reportedly made millions trading GameStop shares under scrutiny. That means nothing. That is, that is just regulatory people looking into what he's doing. That doesn't affect you or I, and that will not affect the price of the stock either long term. It will make no difference to the corporation one way or the other. Stock is now $64.19, down 28 on the day for GameStop. Volume 29.9 million shares, and the index Dow is down up 256, S&P up 25, Nasdaq up 87 points. That is what is going on in the marketplace. Thank you for the 3,400 thumbs ups today. Really appreciate these. Fantastic, guys. Please consider subscribing to my channel. We are going to hit 48,000 subscribers today. Last report, 47,929. We're at 929. We're about 71 away. 71 more people. We hit 48,000 subscribers. Thank you for becoming a subscriber. If you're already one, please hit the bell notification icon. This is so exciting. I am just thrilled that so many of you are here with me today and every day, following this YouTuber as we are growing the audience and reaching out to more and more people around the world. Subscribers globally. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, everybody. 3,400 thumbs ups. Thank you. GameStop, $65 a share. Going back to 62.05 at the moment. 66.44 going up again. We'll see if there's more of a run. I'll be watching it all day, and with an hour to go, we'll follow it together, and I'll be there with you after the market for a bit as well, and we'll let you in on what's going on as we come back to you later this afternoon. So it looks like I'll be on at, like I say, an hour before the close. I think that's 3 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken, and join me on this channel again for more updates. 67.63 GameStop, $68. Yes, it's going up. There's a bit of a buy wave coming into the stock at the moment. Hopefully this will do much, much more for everybody. We don't know. This could peter out at any time or could go much, much higher. Okay, there you are. There you go. Down to 4 minutes, and I'm going to take a rest. Going to have my breakfast, do some research, get ready for today's live session for a couple more hours. Please join me for that as well. Thank you, everybody, for thumbs ups, for subscribing, donations, kind words, advice, what you hear, letting me know what you hear. You guys are great. I love it. This is exciting. I appreciate it very much. And as I say, we're going to keep on top of it with you, and we'll let you know what we know. 67.05 on GameStop. Virgin Galactic 1485 up 138. Very interesting story there. I kind of like it. All righty, guys. That is getting close to being it. I'm going to get ready to shut her down. Have something to eat. I got a bagel right here that I'm dying to get to, but I don't want to eat in front of you. I don't think that would be rude. I think that would be rude. I do want to do some more work and keep an eye on what's happening for you. And let's see what's going on. Talking GameStop right now on the TV. They're talking GameStop. Some trading restrictions remain. There are still trading restrictions remaining on GameStop. We do know that. We heard Robinhood is allowing 500 shares to be bought now. We're going to see if that lightens up even more. We'll keep following that. GameStop at 67.25 right now, and we'll see what's going on. Thank you, iBauer. Appreciate it. We'll see you a little later today. Come by and see me just towards the show. Join me an hour before the close on my next live show today. Sorry, got 15 things going on in my brain at the same time. All right, guys, thank you. Have a good afternoon, a good rest of the morning, good afternoon, and I will see you in a couple of hours with an hour to go in the day for the close and into the aftermarket. I appreciate you. Love you guys. We'll see what's going up, and thank you for that. And let's see, leave it on so we can chat. No, I got to shut it down. Too many bots, and we can't let the bots get involved in all that. So we will do that. Okay, guys, thank you. Keep an eye on the channel, and we will talk to you with an hour to go before the bell, which should be 3 Eastern, if I am not mistaken. Thank you, everybody, for everything. Absolutely wonderful. Let me just check the subscribers one more time. 47,929, 47,929. Looks like it's sitting at 929. Maybe we'll hit 48,000 subscribers while I'm taking a bit of a rest. We'll see what happens, okay? Thank you. 69.54 GameStop. Hello. 69.54 GameStop. Keep an eye on it. I'll be watching it all day, and we'll recap on how it does as we get closer to the bell. Okay, guys? Alrighty, I'm done for now. I'm going to take a break, rest this throat and tongue, and eat, and join you towards the end. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy, wear a mask, do what the health professionals tell you, get your shot as soon as you can get your shot, and we'll see you later. GameStop 68.37. We'll keep following. All right, guys, thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.